if I do.
Covino and Rich.
Are you ready? Honestly, how do I deal with you every day?
Get ready.
Heard all about on the radio.
Get ready.
Whoa! Yeah!
Holy mother nugget! And holy mother meatball!
I'm the smartest man alive! You're so ridiculous. What? You're such a fool. Get out of here.
Oh, I'm a disc jockey.
What's a disc jockey?
Here we go. Covino and Rich.
Let's go!
Orale! Oh! Good morning. What's going on? Welcome to the show. What's the matter with you?
Bro,
What's the matter with you? Shut up with your face.
exhausted, bro.
Really? That's your favorite Goonie, Rich Davis. Goonies never say die. Goonies never die. That's Rich Davis.
Yeah, it's true.
Live from Tejas. Dickie Tejas, Hop Along Dickie is here. Boo, 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 boo. I'm Steve Covino, live from the West Side. Spot. He's in New York. But here we are, all together, rocking out with you on this Wednesday. Rocking out on the biggest party night of the year.
People still do that? I'm wondering, did COVID ruin that too?
Don't know. COVID ruined everything. COVID ruined Aaron Rodgers' toe. We'll talk about it. Sports, entertainment, life, observations, just things we notice throughout our daily routine. Thank you guys for being here. We're Covino and Rich. Spotty, can you give me a little boost? Spotty, can you give me a little boost in my headphones? Thank you, buddy. Spotty, the producer, on the horn. 412-267-7469. He's on the ones and twos.
How am I supposed to do that from here?
I don't know, but as soon as we went live, I could barely hear myself now. So
I don't know what to tell you.
Well,
Hold on.
sometimes, we do our due diligence. We do our air checks. We get ready. And then when we go live, like everything sort of compresses in a different way. And the
That
audio's
happens.
different.
It happens not just here, other places too. We've worked at companies, radio, TV, where everything's perfect. And they're like, and action. And you're like, oh, fuck. The minute they said action, all of a sudden my earpiece doesn't work.
I
You
feel
know
like
what it
Spot
is?
doesn't
It's
believe
the-
that, but it does.
It's the test versus you guys actually doing your on-air voices. So it's like now Rich is super loud when he was quiet before. Now Covino's super quiet when he was loud before. And here I am in the middle. Like, what the fuck do you want from me?
Man, you're just perfect, huh? You are. Kurt Hennig, rest in peace. Spotty Swords, everybody.
Spotty Sorge. All right,
I don't know what to
so
tell you.
Rich, give us the update, man. What was the second half of your excursion like? Was it as Les Miserables as we all were speculating on the show this week on our Patreon, or
Yeah,
did it go good?
It was. Never doing it again.
Well, I know you went
it's-
live, and I appreciate that. There's a brand new Behind the Velvet Rope and an Instagram Live. You know, Rich was trying to kill some time and have some fun with you guys all at the same time on his ride up from Arizona. He stopped in Arizona, Tucson yesterday. We did it live, and then he went from Tucson to Texas. So how many hours was that?
At least like 15. I mean, it was the worst. Honestly, it's never happening
terrible.
again, ever. I will spend my life savings flying on a private fucking plane before I do that again.
I don't know how you do it. Again, with two little rugrats and your dog and just all that time in a car. To me, that's the biggest nightmare. You know, you are making memories. Sarah's right about that. You'll look back and remember all those trips to grandma's, and we were in the car together and we stopped off and we did that. But man, 20 hours from LA to Texas, over 20 hours.
Roughly 25, Covino. But when you're that hot, you know what it's like? It's like you know when someone makes so much money that it starts to just like you start dismissing things like, oh, do they make 25 million a year or 28 million a year? No big difference. And you're like, no, that's a $3 million difference. I feel that way about hours. When you're like, 20-ish hours, I'm like, no, dude, probably like 25 plus, because that last 3-hour window was the worst.
And
Like
it must be like the longest fucking 3 to 4 hours. Like you're getting close, but you're looking at the clock. That countdown must be Les Miserables.
It is. Honestly, it's the last.
Excruciating?
It really is.
sounds
It's the
terrible.
last 3 hours. It's the last 3 hours, and it's even the last half hour felt like, yo, is this last half hour like 5 hours? Like, what the fuck? And by the way, hold on. I might go to Wi-Fi spot. Hold on. Because people saying I'm skipping around.
That's just Rich. He's very jittery. So jittery. The camera.
I'm going to get off of Wi-Fi. Let me see if my 5G is better.
All right.
Cool.
In a really weird way. So that's just Rich. He walks around. He's glitchy. He's a glitchy guy. He's just,
I'm like Wreck-It Ralph. I'm like Glitch. I'm like Sarah Silverman.
That's just how he is. Because he's very like weird and skippy and like high energy and like he's different. He's built different.
Sounds good. Levels are great. Perfect.
The only thing
Uncle
I
Wade.
can compare it to is when I take these trips from LA to see Jordan's family. And I've only done it a few times. Jordan does it, all the time. She used to do it, I think, like every other week or something because she was still working in Idaho at one point in her life or something like that. So she's used to that trip. And that's a 13-hour trip, I believe, 14 hour. And it's like a nightmare for me. I was actually thinking today, I was like, you know what? I got all these extra miles on my car because we haven't really drove anywhere in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, hey, Jordan, why don't you take your car out there, my car out there, kill some miles on my lease, and I'll meet you out there for the holidays and fly back, and she could drive back. But I'm saying one more trip I'll take with her because I can't sit in that car more than like, dude, that's like my limit. I'm going nuts by that point.
Wait, hold on. What is the ride to Idaho with her?
I think it's like 13 hours.
Yeah, that's a lot. Okay, if it was, I thought you were going to say 8. I'm like,
maybe?
dude, 8, and your girl, that's easy.
No. From LA to Idaho is long. So right around the week before Christmas, I mean, I haven't talked to her about it yet, but I'm like, yo, if you want to drive there and take my car, because I got all these miles, I'll go with you, but I'm flying back, to get back to work and normal routine. I can't do it, bro. I hate it. So I feel you, man, and you must be exhausted. What time did you get in?
When I tell you I'm exhausted, I don't want to bitch and complain, but that's the fun of our show. We talk about our lives. I got in last night at 4 a.m. and I had to be up a few hours later to record the podcast with Nicole. Then I had to record a special for Pop 2K, and then now I'm on with you guys. So like, I'm fucking spent. It's the worst. And there's a lot of questions that I'm going to answer because people are asking like, why didn't you fly? And listen,
cheapskate.
Actually,
I drove from LA to Texas with my kids.
It has nothing to do with money, Covino. It's a Sarah wanting. I can't hear you. Say it again.
I said Piper's fat. Piper's fat. I'm teasing you.
Oh no. It's a combination of what to do with our dog, what to do with car seats and kids, and having your own car versus not. And I guess it's not a cheapskate. Cheapskate would insinuate I'm trying to save a couple bucks. It's just like a long trip, and Sarah somehow rationalized that it just makes sense to drive. And we did it before, and it was a fun little adventure. And we're like, all right, that's fine. This one was miserable. It really was. It was, the first half was okay. And I think when we used to break it down into 3 days, that's part of the key. When we'd stop at Nico's for a day and hang out with our buddy and his wife and their kid, that almost seemed like a break in the trip where, all right, I had a night with Nico, having a drink, laughing, watching a movie, catching up, doing everything. It almost felt like that part, it broke down the trip more. This was miserable.
Yeah. And only to get there to have glitchy internet too. You know what I mean? Like you think you'd get there, we have a fun show, and now you're Glitch Davis, and man, just when you thought
Glitch Davis is in full effect.
Yeah. When you thought it couldn't get anywhere, man, you're gonna have to tell her to upgrade her internet now. Grandma, don't be slacking on us.
Is the audio? Is it the audio or video?
Both. But it's all good. I'm only trying to fire you up now.
Video more so than the audio. The audio is okay.
The video I'm using 5G, not Wi-Fi.
It's all good, G.
It's all good, G.
It's all good, Goonie. Goonie Goo Goo, Rich Davis.
But hold on, there was a couple questions, and I wanted to answer them. How are you going to get back? Well, that's a good question because here's something that Josh asked, and if you watched Behind the Velvet Rope yesterday, Sarah wants to drive back by herself. And
with the kids or
no, not with the kids, by herself.
Oh.
And I sort of feel like it's unsafe and fucking weird. And I'm more weirded out the fact that she doesn't understand where I'm coming from.
I mean, she's an independent woman.
Yeah, independent
I know,
woman's
but you
one
got your
thing, but
little
would
kitties.
you
I get it.
I mean, has Jordan driven to Idaho by herself?
Are you fucking kidding? I not only just said that, but
Yeah, but like that,
all the
you're
time.
like you feel okay with her driving 13 hours in the middle of nowhere,
I would
like
feel more
as like
concerned-
as her boyfriend or husband, like you're like, yeah, sure, just 13 hours by yourself in the middle of nowhere.
Who's her man? I respect her as an individual, as an adult, as a grown-ass woman that can make her own decisions.
Yeah.
I trust her
I
to
respect
do this
that, Jabba.
because she's done it years and years and years before I was even in the picture. All the time. Where her parents were okay with that shit. So who am I to fucking be okay with it? Now, if we had children together, I totally understand where you're coming from. So I get it. I totally
She doesn't want
get
to
it.
do. She doesn't want to do it with the kids because I said, "Listen, I'm not fucking doing. I hate this. And I'm flying back before her anyway because I have to be back at Sirius XM for an event I'm hosting. So the whole plan was I was going to end up flying back to Texas and driving back with the kids. And Sarah's like, "Listen, why don't I drive back by myself? Leave the kids with grandma and grandpa, and then we could all." What we could do is we could all then, you and I could fly back real quick, get the kids and come back, or one of us could. And I just don't know if with every guy, like you make me sound like I'm some machismo guy. Every guy would be just perfectly fine with their wife driving 20 hours by themselves.
As far as being concerned, it's not that I'm not concerned. Of course I'm concerned. But she's fully capable, much like Sarah. You know, they're better drivers than us. Sarah's a better driver than you, most likely. She's done this before. You know, she grew up in Texas. She probably drives stick shift. And
She's a real man.
yeah, she's a real man. She's at Home Depot more than you are.
I've probably driven more than most people you know. I mean,
Now, hold on.
you
You asked me a question. Would I be concerned? Yes, of course, because you care about your significant other. Now, I did say this to Jordan. But again, it doesn't come from... It comes from a place of like, this is just inconvenient. Not like that I'm necessarily worried about her. Safety is definitely an issue. You know, it's in my mind, but I'm like, enough of this driving back and forth shit. The only reason I want to do it maybe around the holidays, again, is to kill these miles that I have. I don't want to return my lease with all these extra miles. I have extra miles on my car, might as well use them, right? And it's good to have a car when you're on site, which is why Rich drove. It's a matter of like convenience. It's like, Jordan, you're driving 13, 14 hours back and forth. You know, it's like 26 hours. You're sacrificing 2 days just to visit your family for a few days. Like, just fly. The flights are cheap enough where it all sort of balances out. The amount of money you're paying for gas nowadays, mixed with the time you're spending in the fucking car, it's not worth it. So fly.
That's the best point
for
you
me,
made.
it's a matter of like making her life or wanting her life easier. You know what I mean? Like, I'll pay. And she's like, I don't want you to pay. I'll pay myself. Fine. But then fly, because driving is fucking not worth it, especially with the prices so high. So it's a matter of like, it's a matter of concern and convenience, but like I know she's capable.
Like, how close is Jordan's family to an airport?
It's like 15 minutes, maybe tops.
Right. So there's no point for her. I'm sure like she could borrow a car from someone in their family. So there's no point in her to waste the time on the road. Yeah. Rich, how far are your in-laws from an airport?
Austin's about 50 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Rich has an hour, even when he flies there, has an hour trip to the airport. That sucks.
San Antonio's like 25 minutes, but Austin is always like 1/3 the price. So we fly into Austin.
Yeah.
But still, weigh it against 20-hour trip. It adds up. But I understand the hassle when you are, you have a family of 4 plus a fat dog.
That changes everything.
Easier.
Rich,
yeah. I mean, if you want to do the math, right? If you want to do the math and the inconvenience, because I agree. Because my first thought would be like, why even think about driving? Sarah's like, all right, when we fly, we have to check 2 big bags. We have to bring 2 car seats, a stroller. Like, she's like, we're checking 6 things, and we're like, we go to the airport.
All of that is easier than driving 20-something hours to me.
No, agreed. But Sarah somehow rationalized that is as annoying, and I'm telling you right now, she's fucking wrong because there's no way.
You need a dope. Well, like what airline do you usually fly? You need to get that airline's dope mega card, which will give you like 2 free checked bags.
And you're putting all that wear and tear on your car, on your actual car that you own.
It's not a matter of. I guess it is a matter of money, Spot. I guess when you think about it, it's money and the dog. It's what do we do with the dog? Because last time we left the dog there for a week, and it was like $500-600. And then if we leave the dog there for 2 weeks,
honestly, that's why I don't want a dog.
You talk about over a G for the dog, right? And then. Like renting a car nowadays, look at rental cars. Rent a car for 2 weeks is like $2,000. Like, so you start saying to yourself, like, all right, do we want this to become a $5,000 trip just to go see your family for Thanksgiving, right? I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, no, it all comes down to money, as Mr. Wonderful would say.
And time is money. So if you're spending days on the road
and at the
that's
hotel,
money. On top of the money you're spending, on top of the gas, on top of the rentals, on top of the
only flight versus
the wear
drive
and tear car.
The only flight versus drive that I feel like you can make the equal great argument for both would be LA to Las Vegas, because I still don't know what's better, because a flight is 35 minutes, but it takes an hour to get to the airport. An hour back. Like there's a part of me that still doesn't quite know if flying to Vegas is the best move or driving.
I think it depends on your plans. Like if you have a single destination, sometimes it's fun to do that drive, but like it can be a hassle depending on your timing. Like if you know,
of course,
if you know you are driving back on a Sunday afternoon, you're better off just going to the airport.
Leaving on a Sunday afternoon. What I read between the lines. Best interview we ever did.
Covino, that's when you don't want to leave Vegas on a Sunday afternoon. Because everyone does the same thing in Vegas. They're like, all right, what we'll do is we'll drive there, and then Sunday morning we'll wake up early, get breakfast, and leave. And it's like, yeah, you think you're the only fucking moron that has that idea? And then you're in LA, you're driving from Vegas to LA for 10 hours.
Exactly.
All right, well, hey, I'm done venting, but trust me, I'm like exhausted.
Have you considered, I saw someone mention this, have you considered like renting maybe a bigger vehicle or an RV that's a little bit more spacious for the kids, where the kids can lay down and sleep?
More money.
And you can kind of walk around.
Kids can't lay down and sleep. They're
More
in
money.
car seats.
The dude has an SUV. He's going to rent another one?
No, like a camper van. Like a camper
Oh, like the Tesla Cybertruck with
You're
the
not
new
strapping them in a camper van. They're just kind of flopping around like Sarah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You have to have a kid strapped in a car seat, Spot. You can't just
be laying in the bed.
Well, hey, Rich, I got an idea for you later on when we talk about
I don't know
Teslas.
the rules of the RV life.
This guy's going to rent a camper for Ben.
I mean, that's a good question, Spot. I don't know the rules of the camper life, but I'm pretty sure you can't have a 1.5-year-old like not in a car seat. Like I think that's sort of like the law. I don't think Ben can be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Spot, did you use Turo or did you use a rental car company? Because someone just said trick Turo, and I know you recommended that to me.
I used Turo this week, and guess what I rented? We can talk about it if you want.
Let's do it.
I rented a Tesla Model Y.
Why?
I don't know. And let me tell you, it makes me want to live the Tesla life.
Really?
This car is fancy.
Really?
Ooh, Tesla life?
Tell us about it. The Tesla Model, the Y, right? Model Y. I'm going to look it up right now. I want to make sure.
Toro's interesting because it's like Airbnb for cars. So you're using someone else's car. So you coordinate.
I had one question about that, Spot, that you could answer me right off the bat, because I looked into it because I thought I was going to have to rent a car in LA, but plans changed.
I told you to look into it. That's why.
I know you did. I'm saying the only thing I could not really come to the full understanding of was with a rental car company, you never have to buy the insurance because your credit card will cover that, or your current insurance policy. Yeah. With Turo, do you have to get separate insurance?
So Turo is tricky, and it depends on the type of insurance you have. Usually, yes. Most insurance companies do not support a thing like Turo. Mm-hmm. But if you call your insurance company and you ask, they'll let you know. So it's on a case by case basis. But yeah, so Turo's cool. The price, I'm telling you, like if I were to rent from the airport, because airport rentals are always more expensive. If I was to rent from the airport from when I landed to when I was leaving, it would have cost just as much, if not more, as me picking up a car a day or two later and then dropping it off the same day. So I did that, picked it up near my house in Scotch Plains. And yeah, it's just like it's a Tesla Model Y. It's a little SUV. You get the keys. The guy's like, here's what you need to know. Take pictures of the vehicle, and you're on your way.
Where do you charge it?
I've never.
How are you charging it though?
I'm like, how do you turn this thing on? I'm like, I've never had a Tesla before.
Yeah, what's your Well, you charge. What are you doing with it?
Yeah, a little outlet in your garage that you're using.
So I had enough charge to get on the road, and then there's superchargers along the way. So you type in your. So I typed in the address. Like I'm up at my in-laws now. You type in the address. It's like here's where you stop along the way to fill up.
Already, that sounds like a little bit of a hassle to me. But
I mean, it can be like so. That's the only thing. Like for Rich, for a trip like you, if you were to have a Tesla, you'd probably be stopping nonstop because you'd have to stop, fill up the car for about a half hour, and then be on your way. But so he stopped. We just sat in the car. We chilled. You can like listen to music, play with the screen, do whatever. We were there for 20 minutes, and the car was filled up, and we went on our way.
tell us about the feel of it though. Like it's the hatchback looking sort of one. It looks like a hybrid of sorts of like a smaller, lower level SUV.
Yeah,
the Model Y.
Yeah,
see them all over the place out here in California, especially. But the feel of it, Spot, like you really like it. You like the inside, the interior, how it drives, everything.
Oh yeah, it's super smooth.
Yeah.
And I use, of course, it has the autopilot, so I use the autopilot feature, and that was pretty cool.
So what's stopping you then from making that change? You have an electric car now, so why not get the Tesla?
A cost and
you got fucking ducats, dude.
I know.
Spotty ducats, they call them.
It does add up, and it's a car that cars depreciate in value immediately, so it's like buying a mini house. I'd consider it though. Like so, after it was when I was getting the Mini and having my midlife crisis, I was either going to get a Tesla, or I wanted to get a Mini convertible, and I decided to go the Mini convertible route. Once the Mini convertible's done, then I'll figure out where I want to go from there.
I thought you were just going to keep that regardless. I thought that was like your play toy, your Mini convertible. Like I know you don't want 3 cars, but I mean
exactly.
you could keep the Mini, no?
With a garage where I can just keep many cars.
Yeah, but I feel like you don't have to get rid of the Mini to get a Tesla if you don't want to.
Do you have a spare spot I could use? Rich,
yeah, but a spot at a building, at an apartment building like this could be just an extra $50 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. By the way, there's a lot of questions of people that do you want to just answer some questions? Because people have like logistic questions that I don't know if they're joking or not, or do you want to just go through some of these?
By the way, yeah, sure. By the way, I totally tried to do I got to speak low because my in-laws are here. I tried to say to Kristen, how about if I pop in an autopilot and we have a little fun in the back seat?
Get the fuck out of here with that.
Ooh. She wasn't feeling it.
Spot, would you trust an auto car? You'd fuck in a car while it was driving?
Let me tell you, the car.
I would never. I don't trust that at all.
You're a horny old man.
No fucking way.
I wish the car was a little bit more autonomous because you have to like jiggle the wheel every few minutes so it knows that you're paying attention. But like it was perfect. It was handling curves and bends on the highway. It was fine. Easily. I was like this the whole time.
What are the questions, Rich? Because I have a Tesla update based on spots.
Okay. I don't want to go back to the road trip, but just questions about like
rental.
Texas, New York, and Texas, LA.
Okay.
Let's see.
So let's put it in reverse.
Family have a car for you to borrow when you're there. If we don't have our car here, I could borrow her car to go to the store, but not like our own car. They don't have an extra car. Gas was cheaper everywhere outside of LA. Something you noticed, Spot, as well, right? Being that you're not in LA. LA, like things are approaching $5.
It's
gas is like $3 here.
Yeah, the premium is over. It's like $5.10 by us. Here it's like $3 something. It's insane.
Yeah. Why don't you buy a cheap ass car to keep in Texas? Because before I bought a house in LA in the pandemic, I'd come to Texas, but like 3 or 4 times a year for a long weekend. That was what I was doing before the pandemic. Is that worth buying a car? And then Daniel says something. I'm like, is he joking? Leave the dog outside with food and water and have someone check on it each day. Like he's joking, right? Like, are people that dumb? Like, yes, leave your dog outside.
I mean, it's California, bro. I mean, you could buy a little doggy house. It's not like that crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
no coyotes in your backyard.
There's like coyotes and stuff like that in our neighborhood.
You have a little fenced-in area for the pool. Keep it in that.
That's dangerous, man. Let's see. And it's hot outside during the day.
It's not that hot.
It's a dog, bro. It's resilient. It's not gonna die.
It's not. No, a dog's not. No, those dogs are not supposed to be outside like that. They're not designed.
It's in the sun all day. It loves the
If you
warmth.
bought a
for
doggy
an
house,
hour.
I mean, there's insulated doggy houses.
Oh, so now I have to go buy a dog house. See, what I'm saying is all
how
these
much-
things are just silly.
It's not that expensive to have a little doggy house in the backyard.
Let's see.
Yes.
It's like,
Then ask someone to watch your dog. No one wants to do anyone any favors. But who's going to watch my dog?
Get a little tiny house for your dog in the backyard.
Let's see.
One of those
And
sheep sheds, but you get a dog shed.
buy it a grandma pod
There you go.
so it could have its own little home.
Spot.
Those are the questions.
A couple people also asking about the automatic features on the car. Like how much does it actually drive itself?
It does. I remember when we did our road trip and it had that one car we got, the Hyundai Palisade. It kept in the lane. It will keep in the lane and will drive. It's cruise control with automatic lane guidance.
Spot, I love your
It'll
first
slow
instinct.
down.
Your first instinct is this drives itself. Let's have sex in the back. I give you props. for that.
That is an instinct.
yeah,
Spot.
that's,
Like
good for you, buddy.
imagine if that's. Imagine all of a sudden like Spot got in a little fender bender with his Turo rental car. Like, do you explain that? Like, yeah, sorry, I thought it would drive itself while I fucked.
What's this fluid all over the dash?
And by the way, being that it was your first instinct, that shit happens all the time, right? I mean, that's
sure.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, that's why Ford made the back seat of his car smaller when he invented the Model T. That's a fun fact. When Ford invented the Model T, people started having sex in the back seat, and he was like a religious guy, and he designed the car to have a smaller back seat because he was aggravated that people were using it for that.
Rich is dropping facts from History Channel's. I mean, they're just facts, but we just watched History Channel's Machines That Built America, and we've talked about it nonstop. They're releasing a new series this month. It's the toys that built America. So it's kind of like the toys that made us on Netflix, but more in depth. They reenact the stories and more from a historical standpoint. So I'm excited to watch that. And there's other shows coming out too that I want you to know about, and I'll get into that in the rando news. Now, speaking of Tesla, this is pretty cool, guys. Shout out to Elon Musk. That's my guy. Not really, but who cares? Tesla is changing the world, right? So say what you want about all these billionaires and all these rich motherfuckers. This dude is doing some cool shit. And I love all the Tesla vehicles from an aesthetic standpoint, just visually. I don't know shit about them, but when I see them, I'm like, yeah, I fucking want that. Like the superficial douche inside of me. And yes, there's one still inside of me.
What's his name?
His name is Bradley.
He's the superficial douche inside of you?
His name is Bradley. No, his name is Bradley and Chadley. I got two of them.
Chadley.
When I see these vehicles, especially here in California, I'm driving around in my Civic and, I'm humbled. But I see these and the Model Y especially. I do like the Model Y. That's more of I feel like it has more of a family vibe to it, right? Because what is that seat, like 5, but it's got the rounder top and...
Yeah, it's their standard SUV. It's like a decent sized car.
But it's not like Rich's CRV. It's not. I feel like it's a lower.
No,
It's
it's
like a
about the
lower.
same.
Really? I don't know. I feel like it's lower.
It's like designed slightly different, but it's
Okay.
about the same size.
But when I see them, I dig them. That's the truth. I mean, who doesn't, right? Does it have balls? I don't care about that. Some people do. Depends on where you live. I'm not here fucking demon speeding Rob Zombie style, drag racing people in LA. I'm just trying to fucking get to work. And, one day I might want a nice car again. Yeah. Am I a Tesla guy? I don't know. Am I an electric car guy? I think we're all going to be at one point. I saw this. I thought it was really cool. The Cybertruck, we talked about it when it came out. Remember when they were showing how the windows were bulletproof and it broke and all that shit? The Cybertruck, that Minecraft Roblox looking fucking car of the future, sells, which I can't believe this, Spot. Double check, please, Rich, you as well. Starts at $39,990 to $69,990.
It's possible.
Rear-wheel drive models are $39,990. All-wheel drive options for $49,990. Tri-motor options for $69,990. The prices and other specs, like 500 plus mile range and 0-60 mile per hour time in under 2.9 seconds, were removed from Tesla's website this week. So from 39 to 69. 69! The Tesla Cybertruck goes for.
That's a great deal. And
it's like a build your own, too.
Not to hijack your point, Covino.
I didn't get to my point yet.
I was going to say, I think most people think Teslas are way more expensive than they are.
That's what's crazy, bro. Like,
yeah,
these fucking high-end BMWs are 100. What is that called? The one that looks like a little Lamborghini. I forget the model name. But that shit's like $110,000 to $180,000.
I feel like if you get a Tesla, our feeling and impression is like, oh man, that's high. In my mind, I feel like the impression is that a Tesla is higher than a BMW, Mercedes, Audi, everything. Meanwhile, they're equally priced to any decent luxury car. Am I right about the price point where most people would think an Audi, Lexus, BMW, Mercedes, all those are... Tesla is in that price point. Tesla's not... Yeah. It's not more expensive. So if someone's driving around in a Mercedes C-Class or something, they could fucking have a Tesla. There's no difference. It's not like Tesla's up here.
The Cybertruck, again, $69,990. I was shocked if that's right.
By the way, the i8 is the BMW you're talking about.
Yeah, the i8, right. Yeah. And by the way, that's from caranddriver.com. So if I'm wrong, blame them. Tesla removes, this actual article says Tesla removes Cybertruck specs from the website, but still taking deposits on the super angular Cybertruck.
I feel like it came out for, like, they did that whole hoopla where he broke the window. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then I feel like after that, you didn't hear a peep about the Cybertruck. I feel like people ordered it and it disappeared.
Okay, well, here's an update.
Back to LA.
You should.
Yes, you should try renting one of those, Rich.
Yeah.
Now, Spot, I send you a picture because I know video is a little tough to pull up when we're in 3 locations.
Me getting to even pulling up anything might cause the buffer, so I'll try it, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah, no, we'll do our best. So here's the update, Rich. Speaking of Teslas, I thought this was really cool because, again, I just like stupid things. But for the outdoorsy sort of guy, or the guy who just has money to blow, or the guy who just loves toys, for another, I believe it's for another $69,000, right?
69.
You can get an attachment to the Cybertruck that they announced this week, and it's called, I believe it's called the Form Micro Home. So Tesla, the Cybertruck, now has an attachment that goes in the back trunk space, and I think it like connects in, and then you just pull all this shit out, and the specs of this little mini micro home, they're calling it, pretty insane. A camping must-have, $69,500. It's $69,500. The attachment turns a Tesla Cybertruck into a micro home, complete with a shower, double bed, kitchen, and living area. Pretty cool. How fucking cool is that?
Yo, I got to tell you something, Cove.
So,
and it's along the lines of your point here, which you're probably going to tell me you still haven't made.
It's not my point. It's just an update.
Yeah, I want you this weekend when you go back to that car show, the LA Auto Show.
Yeah.
I had a chance to look. I ended up getting there way early the first day I was there. Yo, would you believe that? I mean, we talked about this before, but traffic could make you feel like something's way further away. You know, I got from downtown LA to Woodland Hills in like 20 minutes.
I mean, dude, today is, the day before Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
Biggest party night of the year. Holiday break right now. Kids are off from school. Dude, I got to the studio here from Sherman Oaks to Woodland Hills, your place.
13 minutes?
In 12 minutes. That shit could take me an hour sometimes. So 12 minutes.
I drove home. Spot, this is no joke. I drove home from Fox Sports on a Sunday like a month ago. And there was, excuse me, there was no one on the road. There was no one on the road. Oh, my wife. I drove home. There was no one on the road that I looked up, and this is such a fucking Covino move. I'm not trying to deflect, but this is something Covino would do. I looked up, And I was like past Calabasas on my way to like Santa Barbara. I'm like, where the fuck am I? Because I felt like I drove 15 minutes and there was no one on the road. I'm like, I had passed my house by like 4 exits because of no traffic.
Definitely something I would do for sure. Lose track.
So
of
anyway,
where
the
I'm
long
at.
story short is that I got to downtown LA. I wanted to be responsible, make sure I got to the SiriusXM event, on time or early, but I got there like an hour early. I want you, if you haven't already done it, because I know you did an event there last week.
Too. I already looked around. I've been looking around.
Yo, bro, take a real look around. There are some cars from brands that get no respect that are beautiful. There's a Kia truck. I'm sorry. There's a Kia like big SUV. It looks like.
Are you sure it's not a concept car though? Because there's a lot of those cars. Not all of them are out.
No, I saw a concept car that looked like something from. No joke. I saw a concept car that looked like something from 100 years from now. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It looked like a living room inside a car because no one was driving it. Like everyone was just, it was like all the chairs like sitting around the table and there was no steering wheel. It's like, this is the future. Now, I'm talking about Kia, car brands that you don't give any respect. In fact, Spock, can you show everyone Kia's new logo? Because I didn't even know they had a new logo.
Stand by, Rich.
I know pictures are easier than videos for you, but yo, Kia's trucks are nicer than fucking BMWs and Mercedes.
I'll be at the LA Auto Show this Sunday, and Rich is right, man. Some of these cars are next level awesome, And again, we're not car guys.
You look at the price points, Covino.
I'm not talking about how they drive. I'm talking about, price points and how they look, and you're like, wow, really? That's awesome.
Look at the price points, and you'd be like, yo, this thing is sick. Starting at 30-something, and you're like, starting at 30-something when you're thinking, oh, I thought it was going to start at 50 or 60-something.
Right. Put it in perspective, guys. The i8 we're talking about, it's just a high-end BMW. It's very cool, or just think of a high-end Mercedes. These cars are $100,000. This Cybertruck, which looks like space-aged and fucking next level awesome. We heard Spot's opinion on how it drives and how it feels and everything.
I didn't drive the Cybertruck. I drove the SUV.
Yeah. I know. I'm saying, but Tesla as a whole, you could get that for 69, loaded for 69, right? And I'm sure you can negotiate. Maybe it's more taxes. Who knows? But with that attachment, the micro home, you're saying $140,000. I know that's a lot of money, guys. I'm saying, but a fucking high-end BMW alone is around that same price range. Yeah. But anyway, I thought that was really cool.
That's the Kia new logo. At first, I'm not even joking, Covino. Look at the third one, the one that's in the black box. At first, I was like, what fucking foreign car is this?
I thought it was 9 Inch Nails.
It's Kia's new logo. Kia has a new logo that, the one looks like a Land Rover. One looks like a BMW X5. They've stole the designs of high-end cars, and they're like half the price. And instead of just your Range Rover or Land Rover or BMW little logo, it's got the Kia. They have low reliability after 100,000 miles. Yo, Jose, I don't know that because I don't know if anyone's ever driven a Kia for that long.
Kia Shmia, the new micro home, has a fucking double bed, a kitchen, and a living area. So my future car with the new Tesla Form that was just released has a little fucking micro home built in. How do you like that?
Yo, just look it up. Apparently, the Kia Telluride is high demand right now. So honestly, Covino or anyone that has a chance, it's auto show season. So if an auto show comes to your hometown or city, in the past, I haven't usually been that interested, but because of a this is not new. This is not common, Covino. Right now, we are in the middle of a generational car shift. Like, it's not like every couple of years they're like, oh yeah, everything's shifting to electric. This is like a big generational change. Yeah. This is not when Ford's saying like our new F-150 and the Mustang are going electric. It's a big shift in society. So just take a look at all the new cars, all the new fixins, as we always like to say. And Andrew even said Kia hired Audi's new main designer, and you could tell, man, some of these brands that got no respect, Rodney Dangerfield style back in the day, look really nice.
I was talking to Jordan the other day, and who needs to step their game up, like big time? A brand that was kind of cool when we were growing up on our come up in the 90s, 2000s, which, as far as I'm concerned, has zero clout now. And it should, based on its lower level brand. I'll just give you the answer. Save some time here. growing up, way back on a Wednesday, if you knew someone that had an Acura Integra or an Acura anything, that was the high-end Honda. And that shit was dope. It wasn't Mercedes dope, but it was dope. Now, who gives a fuck about Acura? Yet everyone loves Honda. Honda's still a reliable, awesome car. Civic's kick-ass. Accord's kick-ass. I believe the Civic's the number one selling car in California. And their high-end version or model of Honda Acura has like zero clout, zero anything. I saw one recently. I was looking at it. I'm like, it looks nice. They better step their game up.
Yeah.
They better
Honestly,
step their game up.
We've talked about this not just with cars, Covino. We talked about this with franchises in sports, networks, different things. It's very hard to shed that reputation. We just talked about reputation and first impressions the other day, didn't we?
We sure did.
First impressions are lasting. We talked about it with the NFL. There are car companies that are still trying to shed their 25-year-old shitty reputation from when they first came out. And then there's car companies that had a great reputation that have done nothing but are still clinging on to their old good reputation.
100%.
And we're seeing a major shiftaroo, as you would say.
Yep.
And Spot, you played a clip the other day. I'm not asking you to pull it up. I know we're having issues with clips. But remember when you played that Planes, Trains, and Automobiles hilarious scene where Steve Martin's at the rental car counter?
Oh, yeah.
The cars he calls out are all cars that don't even like exist anymore. He's like, I don't care what fucking car you fucking give me. A Buick, a Dodge, what else did he say? He's like,
Oldsmobile.
A Buick, an Oldsmobile. Like he was naming all cars that I'm like, yo, I don't think any of those are around anymore.
All GM cars that just disappeared.
I don't care. Give me a rabbit.
What? I don't care. What did he say? Spot. He named he was like, I don't care if you give me a. Did he say Datsun? Like he was naming cars that are fucking out.
That's funny. Yeah. So Rich is right. The shiftaroo is real. Spot will find that. That's one of the greatest Thanksgiving movies of all time. So happy Thanksgiving Eve. Enjoy your Thanksgiving feasts, your movies, and we'll talk more about that later, I guess. Your Thanksgiving, your big party night.
People are saying it was Datsun and Buick, Lincoln. I think about my grandfather. My late great-grandfather.
Cadillacs and Lincolns were the epitome of awesome for our grandparents' generation.
Can I tell you? There is one thing.
What was that?
Did you just rip ass?
Did you just rip ass?
No, I think someone turned on the shower in the next room or something. I don't know what that was. I heard.
So did I.
I think it was an old faucet.
Oh, yeah, the old faucet trick.
The old plumbing.
By the way, if that was my ass, I would claim that because that shit would have been impressive.
I don't know, man.
That sounded like a road trip beef jerky fart.
By the way, I think the audio will play through.
Yeah. Let's hear it, Spot.
Or not. Never mind.
Okay.
I tried.
We're having some technical glitches only
No,
because
we're not.
We're not? Then let's play the soundbite.
Fine. I don't know why it's not playing.
That would be called a technical glitch, but we're not having them.
Yeah, I was just trying to apologize to people who might simply be listening, not watching.
A fucking Datsun, a fucking Toyota, a fucking Mustang, a fucking Buick, 4 fucking wheels and a seat.
Give me a Datsun. A Datsun and a Buick made the cut.
A Datsun, a Toyota, a Buick. What was the last one? A Mustang.
Yeah.
Now, Tesla, Kia. I'll throw in Daewoo just because I saw someone write that before.
By the way, Kyle said GM went from 8 companies to 4 after the Great Recession. No more Oldsmobile, Pontiac, Saturns, or Hummers. No more Hummers. Bummer.
Yeah, that's not what Spot's saying.
Yeah, Spot wanted one in the back of his fucking Tesla. Point is, long story short, too late. If you go to an auto show, I really recommend it because I usually am like, oh, this is cool. This is fun. Walking around an auto show during a generational change in vehicles is just next level. It's not like, oh, look, the new body style of the Audi. Oh, look, the Honda CR-V changed its headlights. This is not it. You go to a car show now, an auto show, it's a once in our lifetime type of shift, if you ask me. So I think it's pretty fucking cool. Yo, I'm telling you, Covino, even the Subaru setup, Subaru had some cool shit. Like, you're right, like cars that like bend into like tents and shit. I'm telling you, everything is wild right now. So
Wild, I tell you.
Wild,
he's
I
right.
tell ya.
He's right.
But-
I'll be there this weekend, guys. Maybe I'll see you there. Say, how do you do? We'll shake hands. No, we won't. All right. So Tesla in the news. Spotty's enjoying his. Spot, I think that's how you should roll anyway, bro. I really do. Like,
Maybe what I'll-
I'm not.
maybe-
It's easy for me to spend your money. I apologize for coming from that angle, but like, you're fucking chilling in Jersey. You and Kristen. Why not enjoy your Jersey, New York, tri-state area? Why not enjoy your fucking
Spot,
weekend and
don't
splurge a
wanna-
little bit on a sweet ride, man? I think that's awesome.
I don't want to, Spot, I don't know what your long-term plans are.
It was either that or I was going to rent like a Hyundai Elantra for the week. It's like, for the same price. At least let me get in a nice sweet ride.
I think you did
You know
the
what,
right thing.
Spot? I mean, it's not all about this, but the reality is, if you choose to not have kids, the money you save on a monthly basis alone would allow you to get any fucking vehicle you want on planet Earth. Like, just take away Emmy's preschool. All right, that's like over $1,000. Boom, right there. That's your fucking car payment on the nicest car you possibly want. Like, Covino, take
But
away
especially
all
when he's just on a little getaway, right? If you're
but I'm just saying, like, there's no reason.
Permanently. He's
No,
saying,
but
like,
I'm saying,
go to
Spot,
California.
if you, I mean, it's all your personal business, but if you don't plan on having kids, all the whole like, maybe I shouldn't spend money on that. You should, because if you permanently only need to take care of yourself and your wife, every little, couple $100 for dance class, couple $100 for soccer, $1,000 for daycare. Oh, the babysitter for Saturday night, that was $200. Like, all these things add up to where you could do whatever the fuck you want for Spot. So I think you should get a Tesla in real life, not just rental.
I know. Tell that to my wife who doesn't.
But what do you wait? I mean,
she doesn't want me to waste our money.
Spot. You and your wife would be the most amazing
All the
parents.
time.
You'd be the most amazing parents. But if you opt not to have kids, or if it just doesn't work out, don't be the person that dies with all your money in your bank account. Because my money, sadly, all goes to fucking kid shit now. It's one of those things where.
That's why he's
What?
got $9 shoes.
You're preaching to the choir, buddy. I tell my wife all the time. It's like,
No,
no,
but-
but not having kids. I want something else in my life.
Spot,
I
if
don't
you
mean
don't
like another woman.
Again, Spot, you're the ultimate Uncle Spotty, and hey, if you want to fucking borrow one of my kids for a couple hours, feel free. You know, my daughter loves you, my son loves you. If you don't have kids, spend your money on stuff so we could watch you.
Yeah.
do it.
Get that
You
micro
wanna-
home,
like,
bro.
honestly,
Get that
for me-
Tesla micro home. Come on, dude.
Spot, I want you. I want you to just spend your fucking money, because know what I don't want? I don't want you to die when you're fucking 80, 90 years old and be like, well, Spot died with $4.8 million in his 401k in retirement, but motherfucker drove a 10-year-old Mini Cooper. Like, come on.
I love my Mini Cooper. I love that thing. That's fun.
I'm
That
just
was-
saying, bro.
that was-
You're
that was
you're
really
over responsible.
But he is doing it. I mean, he's got a sweet Tesla for the weekend. So we can't be too hard on him.
Live
Just
it
keep
up,
that
Spot.
shit
Yo,
going.
Spot.
Yeah.
Also, Spot, whores. Get whores.
Whores and cocaine.
Cocaine.
Spot,
man.
take up no, coke would be bad for his heart. Because
No, don't you remember
know,
that clip, that famous clip when there was like a $1 billion fucking lotto, and the news lady's like, Sir, if you win, what would you do with the money? He's like, get lots of whores and cocaine. She's like, well, that's not the answer we were expecting. Lots of whores, cocaine, Teslas, micro homes. Live it up, Spot. Micro
Andrew,
homes.
by the way, Andrew said you should do what he's did, which is he stopped having his wife participate in decisions.
I mean,
That's a good call.
that won't help.
Yo, you don't have to say it's a secret. You can be like, oh, I just opted for you not to participate in decisions. By the way, that's a great verbiage, isn't it? Oh, I've just opted to not have you participate in this decision.
I'm sorry.
Honey, did you buy a fucking brand new Tesla without asking me? Oh, yes, I had decided to just not have you participate in this particular decision.
There you go. That's all I need.
Man, Scrooge McDuckets.
I wonder if maybe I could. I feel like the person that I rented the Tesla from does what I would want to do. Maybe if I buy a Tesla, I can have it for myself, but then rent it out to people to offset the cost.
You don't need to
I
do
pay
that.
for this guy's monthly payment.
I mean, it's a great idea, right? Can make some money, balance things out, but you don't need to do that right now. You don't.
By the way,
Guys-
Jason Brown and other people tell me to preach, so I'll keep preaching for one more second if it's cool with you guys.
Please.
I love being a dad. I love having kids. I don't think you need kids to fulfill your life because everyone's different. Everyone's got different things that could fulfill them. But I'm not talking to just Spot. If you are a man or a woman that has opted to not start a family, all the things that I spend and quote unquote waste money on, most of it has to do with kids. Spot, if I didn't have to pay for Emmy's school and this and that and diapers and milk, like just something as simple as Spot, I buy a gallon of milk every 2 days at the supermarket
Jesus.
because Ben has a big bottle every morning and night. It's $5.99 a gallon. It's $7.99 for a gallon.
No wonder that kid's huge.
It's like, so right there, that's like $100 a month on fucking milk. Like every little thing, Spot. And I know you know this,
You know what you
but
should do? You should buy yourself a cow so you don't have to.
Yeah.
I think
Now
you
you're
should
talking.
adopt a kid. I think you should adopt a kid, Spot, because I think you'd be such an amazing parent if you can't have your own. But if you opt for no kids, Covino could back me up. Covino, if you took away all the money you've paid for Melody related stuff over the last 11, 12 years, would you not have hundreds of thousands of dollars extra in your account?
I'd be in one of those car clubs where you get a different one every weekend. A high-end
thing?
car, wherever you
Yeah.
go. All right, remember those? In our Maxim days, we would talk about that stuff.
Bro, Preston said it best. $9 shoes.
I said that too.
I can join a car club and get like sweet leather driving gloves.
When we did Maxim Radio, we would talk a lot about tech and cars and cool things, lifestyle goals and things like that. We still do, but it was a lot of our focus. The car clubs were a big thing in the early 2000s where, wherever if let's say you're in one of these car clubs, let's say you go to Santa Barbara for the weekend, you pick up one of the fucking dope rides to really get that next level experience of your free time. Like, it's not your Lamborghini, but for that weekend it is.
That was a big thing in the early 2000s. We had buddies like this guy Eric from Stuff Magazine. He did the travel and leisure the stuff. You didn't even need to be a baller. Their whole gimmick was like, hey, for a couple $100 a month, you could like have these perks in life if you're a single guy. Like,
But
there was
that's
all
what
that
Rich
type
is
of shit.
saying. Like, so if Spot's gonna live this kid-free lifestyle, then why not live it up and be a little selfish with his own money that he
And
works hard for? And he's doing that though. So we're preaching to the
Yeah.
choir. Actually, Spot actually is doing it this weekend.
No, but I'm saying even more like Covino.
Yeah.
We're planning a big trip soon.
That's awesome, man.
take a
And
big
do it.
trip
And you
in
know
the
what?
new year.
Spot? Fly first class and stay at a 5-star hotel because what else are you going to do with your money?
I think we might. I have like 500,000 chase points. I think I'm going to
What else are you going to do with your money?
I mean, we could donate
It's a
donate it
secret.
to Ben's Milk Fund.
By the way, Eric Soul Patch Eric, who I love.
Milk's,
He goes, yo,
a new cow for Ben.
he goes, dear God, if I had the money that I spent on Gio and Luca, his kids, he goes, imagine if you had you don't want that money back because you love your kids, but when you do the math, like Covino, even since, it's my daily Covino got divorced mention, by the way, check. Ever since you got divorced, imagine if you just added up your fucking child support payments over the last like 5 years.
I just spent $5,000 just on lawyers.
check,
this month.
You just cut a recent check for what?
For a lawyer.
Did you say $5,000?
That's just a retainer. Yeah.
Oh my God.
What do you think? That shit's free?
Dude?
You spent $5,000 on a retainer?
What do you think
You better have fucking
they work?
straight
You think
teeth.
they work for meatballs? Yeah, look at my teeth. Look how straight they are.
Fucking, I always wonder why Covino had fucking perfect bright white straight teeth. He paid
Chiclets.
$5,000 for his retainer.
So moving on, live your life. Hey.
Gabe Moreno. All right, I'm going to beat the dead horse one more time. Gabe Moreno said, I added up the daycare I spent on all my kids for the past 10 years, and it was $120,000. Spot do shit.
Like what Rich is saying. Just to reiterate and piggyback, for us, Spotty, do it. Come on, bro. Either that or, let's all take our lives, everybody, next level so that we don't have to worry about fucking how much milk costs.
Spot, oh, by the way, Spot.
Yes.
I think I could wrap it up with this perfectly. You know how there are times.
You know who hits $1? I'll buy everybody a fucking Tesla.
By the way,
What
Rich
hits
is
the dollar?
really fired up
Shiba
about this.
Inu.
Yeah. If ITRM bounces next week, like a lot of people think it's going to, and maybe get short squeezed, if fucking one of my stocks gets short squeezed and I make a lot of money, I'll have another kid
Jobos.
just to spend money on.
If you want to get short squeeze, just hit up Rocket Dog. Bring it in, buddy.
Bring it in.
Bring it in. Oh, I would love a hug from Rocket Dog right now.
Me too.
Come
Me
here.
too.
Come here, Ralph. Oh.
But Spot, to reiterate, a lot of times there are times where I think Spot looks at Covino and I like, what do you got? Like Covino and I are so worried about like making money and side hustles and contracts and this, that. You know why, Spot? Because there's so much annoying money that we spend that you don't spend. And God bless you for not getting wrapped up in it if you don't want to. But between childcare, child expenses,
Child
divorce,
support.
Lawyer fees and child support and everything.
Which, by the way, I try not to complain about. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just is. And, I'm no exception. It just sucks.
Even the things that don't cost money, Spot. I just drove fucking 2 days straight. If it was just my wife and I with no kids, we would have taken a fucking first class seat from LAX to Austin and been here fucking 18 hours ago. Just saying. But hey, have fun, spend money, be thankful this week for what you got. And
be thankful. That's a great message. That's a great message. You guys think I have it better. I think you have it better. You know what? The grass isn't always greener. Be thankful for what you have.
I don't think anyone has it better. I just think know your scenario, and there's pros and cons to everyone. And the pro, the pro to living your lifestyle, Spot. Yeah, the con might be like, you don't have kids, but the pro is that you have like so much less responsibility, and that's sort of refreshing.
And enjoy it. So enjoy it.
Yeah.
Random question as we still go through the feedback. Thank you, everybody, hitting us up. We appreciate it. What's up, Dean McGowan? What's up, Andrew Bennett?
Oh, you know who you have to say hi to today? She's out of surgery and she's feeling better. And
Elisa?
Oh, no, a woman that has supported us for years. She's a grandma recently, a couple of years ago, I believe. Lucy in Florida.
Oh, Lucy.
Hey, Lucy. Thank you, guys. Austin Arnold, thank you.
Lucy who's come to many of our events with her beautiful daughter one year. Remember the one year she brought her like good-looking daughter and like Black Ice was trying to hit up that?
I'm not surprised. Lucy says, jump up and down. Listen to Lucy. Listen to Lucy. Enjoy your Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special, everybody. Enjoy your party night. I have a random question for you, Rich. That's been on my mind.
Before you ask the random question, can I just tell you guys 3 annoying things? Because people love when I'm inconvenienced. Can I just give you 3 annoying things that happened on the road trip?
Absolutely.
Please.
I'll tell you what I did yesterday, too. That's usually how we start the show, but we jumped right into it. I like it.
But just to tell you, because people love my inconvenience. So Ben's crying in the middle of the night while we're driving in the middle of I remember I told you, it's confirmed, by the way, it's official. The worst stretch of road is the 7+ hours between El Paso and San Antonio. It's the worst. It's the speed limit's 80, but you know what you can't really do, Spot? You can't comfortably, I got it in cruise control on like 84, 85, just because I don't want to be speeding, right? Because it's so dark and every 100 yards, you see a big fucking dead mangled deer. And it's like, yo, do I want to fucking die going 85 miles an hour on a dark, desolate road where every 100 yards it looks like a truck hit a deer? It's the worst because, so Covino, that last 7 hours is not cruise control on 85 chilling. It's like you're fucking focused because you're looking in the brush on the side, like hoping a deer doesn't fucking jet out. It's the worst.
I can't keep my eyes open after a certain amount of time. I'm so bored looking at the fucking road ahead. I can't even keep my eyes open.
You're doing that fucking blinking game where you're like blinking, you're opening your window, you're like, but I'm being serious. If you were on a road where there was barricades left and right, you'd at least, or dividers, you'd at least be able to cruise and chill. But when it's brush and grass and every 100 yards you are seeing a dead deer,
you know, it's amazing.
You're on like alert, like
on the Tesla. It has the technology where it knows what's on the road. It like if there was a cone on the side of the road, right? It would show on the little screen inside your car that there's a cone on the side of the road.
Got to get one, Spotty. It's your calling.
I was in the driveway, and my brother had just pulled in, and he was walking over to me. It showed like a Guido robot walking over towards me.
It's like Guido robot approaching.
It was
Heat
insane.
sensors.
It like shows the outlines of people and like different sizes of cars and bikes and all that shit. It's crazy.
Love it.
Technology.
Now, inconvenience. During that stretch from El Paso to New Braunfels, San Antonio, there might be, I'm not even joking, over a 7-hour period, I feel like there's 3 desolate places to pull off for gas. But they're not even like rest stops where there's food or it's not like big Valeros or 76s or Exxons. It's like bunk gas stations with like, that's it. Like, it's not even like a real name gas station. It's like 3 of them. I pull off and the guy's closing up shop as I'm walking up with Emmy to use the potty.
You flip
I was
the
like,
sign
are
around.
you fucking kidding? It's like, no joke. When I say it was like, let's say they closed at 11, it was 10:59. And he looks at me like sorry. And I was like, yo, I'm going to just, I wanted to, no joke, I didn't want to get arrested. I was so close to just pulling down my pants and peeing on the glass door of the store and being like, I want to fucking pee on your face. I peed right by the gas pump. I'm like, all right, fine. I'm going to pee right here then. You know,
I feel bad because Ben's involved, but I love the story because
Really,
you're
Pete, the gas
involved.
pump?
Because
I
shit
peed
like
right by
that
the gas pump.
happens
I opened the
to
door.
everybody else all the time.
I opened the door spot so like no one could see me, but I just peed right there. I'm fucking peeing right here. I'm not even going to hide it. Fuck this guy.
What's wrong with you?
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of odd.
It's kind
No
of
one's
gross.
there, Covino. It's the middle of the night. There's not a car in sight or a car anywhere within any. I'm telling you, it's like.
I mean, he was
desolate.
there. If they shut
What's
it
the
on
matter
you.
with you?
I fucking
Yeah.
pee on this guy's head.
The fuck is the matter with you?
Man.
Secondly, there was a point in the night where Ben was crying.
Arrest this guy.
And
Rich
the
is the
o-
tambourine
and the
player for
only
Brass
way-
Against.
Rich
and the
Davis,
only
Bravo,
way-
Texas. Go find him.
Peeing
The
bandit.
only way Ben would not cry is if I had my fucking arm stretched back to the fullest it could go, uncomfortably like this, patting his head. If I'd stop and pull my arm back, he'd start crying. So there was probably about an hour where I was like, my arm stretched, the worst uncomfortable position back would just being like, pat, 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 pat. It's, dude, nightmare. Never doing it again. The end.
Wow. Wow. But he made it. He made it to Texas. Ben seems to be the X factor here. Let's be honest. Ben, the problem child.
Emmy's the best kid of all time.
Yeah, Ben. He's at
However-
that rambunctious
however,
little boy stage, you know? Can't contain the guy.
I could tell that there's going to come a point where Ben's my best little bud, but as of right now, in my eyes, like Emmy's a little princess and Ben's a fucking monster boy. But that's everyone with a boy and a girl, I think.
Well, hey, Rich, look, you were on the road. I did nothing yesterday. Like nothing. After I did my turbo shift, I did nothing. And then when you have like a preteen kid, you know, she got a little bit of a tood yesterday, but she apologized, which was good. That's nice, right? When they apologize.
Speaking of which, I don't want to cut you off, but one last thing, and then the conch is yours. I talk about it on next week's episode. I taped next week's episode of Have Kids, they said, but I talked about how my daughter doesn't seem to show remorse, and I'm wondering if that's like a normal kid thing or not. Like, I'll see her fucking push Ben off his like little bike, like shove him. He'll fall and be like, Emmy, are you sorry that you hurt your brother? And she's like, no.
She's a little outlaw.
I'm like, what do you mean no? I'm like, you just push Ben on the ground. He hit his head and he's crying. Tell your brother you're sorry. You sorry that you hurt Ben? And she's like, no, I'm not sorry. I'm like,
So is she
damn.
a princess or an outlaw? I'm trying to figure this out.
I'm like, bold. I don't know. I'm like,
Oh.
Jesus. I
You
know.
know,
Go.
you know how you adapt, Rich, when you go certain places? Maybe that's just
Yeah.
Texas Emmy. Texas Emmy's like ruthless.
Oh, yeah, probably, yeah.
Or like California.
By the way, Bill Jackson's so right. Emmy and Ben were trying so hard not to do it, but they're totally slipping into like mama's boy, daddy's girl. It's fucking hard not to.
What do you mean? I feel like you like forced the narrative. I feel like that's you.
Sarah thinks that too.
Yeah, I mean, it's so evident and obvious. I mean, even the way
You're
you
like-
talk about him.
You're like, who's your best bud?
Right. All the
And
time.
Emmy's like, Daddy. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. Maybe I am.
I mean, I think it's pretty
Yeah.
clear. But like you said, that's just gonna change. I mean, Ben
I'm also
at that
chauvinistic.
stage where
I'm,
he needs
I'm
his
also,
mommy.
I'm also chauvinistic because I start tossing a little ball with Ben and he's like 1, and I've never done that with Emmy because I'm like, well, what does she need to know sports for? She's a woman.
Sarah, teach her how to bake a pie.
Emmy, do some girl stuff. Paint your nails.
Well, like I was sort of like getting into, appreciate that now, man, because like the tood does happen, the preteen tood, and it was nice to, hey, Dad, I'm sorry, I'm just in a bad mood right now, and had a normal rest of the day. But when you have a kid at that age, there's like pressures to like just want to get out of the house, and I realized like I did nothing, but I don't feel like she deserved really to go anywhere yesterday after the way she talked to me. So I'm like, well, we're not going anywhere now. But she apologized, and, you know, the pressures of just getting out. Otherwise, your kid's just there bored. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so much Roblox and video games they could play and FaceTiming with their friends. Otherwise, they're just there looking at you like, you know, entertain me. And that's not your job as a parent. But when I have my kid every other week, you do feel the pressure of, well, let's just get out of the fucking house. Because otherwise you're just sitting around all the time.
I know for a fact, you know, my dad felt that pressure when my parents were divorced, because when Dad gets you on a Saturday, when Dad picks you up and you have the afternoon with Dad, it's almost like, what are we doing? Chuck E. Cheese and burgers? Like, because you have to do something.
Right.
My wife reminds me all the time, though. And you remind me, how much of our childhood? We had great childhood. We played sports. We had fun. Like, you and I talk both fondly, even Spot. We all talk fondly about our childhood. You did a lot of sitting around with grandma and mom and dad. So, like, we just also have to realize that kids need to accept the idea of being bored, because that's just part of life. Like how many times was it a Sunday afternoon or Saturday when I was just stuck at grandma's house? Fuck that. Like, you're right. There are times where I'm like, we should do something with the kids. They're bored. I'm like, bored? I was bored like my whole childhood, probably.
You're right. They got to entertain themselves at times. And like I said yesterday, yeah, that wasn't happening. But today I got to get out of the house, because otherwise I'm just sitting around and I feel like, man, this is ass. Just got to get out, especially since I haven't really done much because of the COVID and everything. And it's been a month now and I'm starting to feel a little better. Yesterday I started feeling a little better, but I was like, I'm not going anywhere after she just, you know, talked to me that way. So the pressures of getting out of the house, maybe I'll just take a ride today. Did a whole lot of nothing on my Tuesday. Watched The Bachelorette. It was all right. I mean, it's okay, you know. Had a nice dinner.
You don't seem so fired up this season. You don't seem so fired up this season.
No, not at all. But then I just, you know, had a nice early night's sleep, feeling a little bit better today. Here I am, rocking like a hurricane, and I got my C&R hoodie on, the Covino and Rich hoodie on. And I want to let you know, if you want to take a sneak peek at our new merchandise, you have to buy it by December 5th to make sure it's there by the holidays. The new merch is up at shop.covinoandrich.com. Shop.covinoandrich.com. But wait till Black Friday, because there's going to be free delivery options, any purchase over $75. But if you want to take a look now, if you want to buy now, go right ahead. But there's some cool new stuff up. Shop.covinoandrich.com. So Spot and I were going back and forth with that stuff yesterday. I feel pretty good.
That.
I got some sleep, man. Had a nice bowl of cereal this morning. Serial killer Steve Covino's back. Feel like
Did you talk to your mom yet, by the way? Have you cleared the air with your mom, who was very insulted that you said you grew up on cereal? Have you at least talked to her?
No, but it's all good. My dad's like, yeah, man, we're just messing around.
Okay, good. Okay, I was like, I don't want your mom.
I mean, she's mad about it, but like, it's not a thing. It's like, whatever.
Right.
I don't care. I love cereal. Hey, dude, I used to eat Cocoa Pebbles by the box. Not necessarily because mom didn't make chicken cutlets, because I also love them. I love them. So, hope you're having a great Wednesday so far. Random question, now that we recapped our excursions and our Tuesdays.
Want me to tell you
Spotty's Tesla adventures?
Want me to tell you what I watched that I sort of recommend, or you want me to save it?
Yeah, I didn't really, like I said, all I watched was Bachelorette and just lounged around, man. Like, I didn't do anything. I felt like I needed one more day of rest.
I caught up on Curb. That's just so fucking funny. Curb Your Enthusiasm will just automatically put a smile on my face. So the new Curb is fantastic. I watched the new Dexter, which I told you yesterday, but I thought that was great. Dexter's so fucking good. Yeah, I love that show. He's such a great character, and the introduction of his son Harrison I thought was a cool move. but I watched the first 2.5 episodes
Pause.
of the Von
Do you like,
Von Dutch.
Pause. Do you like the fact that there's a new Dexter every week and we're 3 episodes in, or do you like
Yes.
to binge everything at once a la you on Netflix?
You know what? I think because we watched Dexter that way back in the day, like I feel like I like that it's that way. It's like Sunday night, Showtime, HBO. It makes me feel like it's the 2000s. Like,
Okay.
oh, a hot new show on Sunday nights.
Cool.
I watched 2.5 episodes of The Curse of Von Dutch, and I feel like I liked it so far. I feel like you're going to love it because you love the behind the scenes. The people that invented Von Dutch, that you see it in the trailer, but there's like 4 people that could sort of independently claim like, no, I'm the guy that invented Von Dutch. I'm the guy that invented Von Dutch. And then in the trailer, they're like, and there was murder. There's fucking murder. Let's just say there's a lot of West Coast vatos locos that got 0 credit, and I would be fucking mad. And then you start to say, without giving much away, do you feel bad for people that are just bad business people that like sign contracts that they don't read thoroughly, or people that agree to things that without consulting a lawyer? Do you ever feel for those people, or you're like, no, they're fucking dumb?
Yeah, I feel for them. I mean, look at Shark Tank. People have great ideas. It doesn't make them good business people. You know, people could be ultra creative, or they got lightning in a bottle, but they don't know how to handle it.
But let's say you came up with
and that doesn't mean you're necessarily dumb. That's why your buddy Chris was on Shark Tank. Great idea, but he's not a great business guy.
Yeah. Well, by the way, his episode I think airs soon. If you guys follow along, my buddy Chris, Santa's Enchanted Mailbox. I don't know if he confirmed like the official announcement, but let's just say he might be entering the tank. Very special holiday edition. So, heard first here on the Covino and Rich Show. Could be the next big holiday item. And Daniel, to back you up, didn't the Vatos invent Von Dutch? Oh, Von Douche. Were you guys aware that Von Dutch was an actual guy?
No.
He was an artist back in the day.
I never wore Von Dutch. For the record, I know people are looking at me with my stupid hat on now. This is courtesy of Narmstrong. I'll shout him out. What's up, buddy? East Coast. What's this? East Coast Lifestyles. East Coast Lifestyles. I never had a Von Dutch anything. So I heard great things about the documentary, so I'm not downplaying what Rich is saying. I'm just saying I don't know shit about that. I remember when everyone was rocking it, but I never really cared for it.
But I think it's one of those things where when you watch this documentary, you're going to remember how I think I forgot how every single person, celebrity, everyone, there was like a window of time for maybe like it was a company that prevailed for a couple of years, and then it was like, we're done with that now. And then you start thinking, and by the way, to answer the question, Von Dutch was an artist in the 1900s, not like back in the day. He was like an artsy like motorcycle type of guy, like sort of like a tough guy, but very artistic. In the mid 1900s, they make it seem like in the 50s, 60s, maybe 40s.
I was thinking about starting a cool brand based on this author from the late 1700s, Honoré de Balzac.
Yeah,
you know that
yes,
guy? French writer. But I was thinking about
you should start doing de Balzac hats.
I was thinking about doing de Balzac hats because he was a real guy, and I appreciated his art and his writing. So I'm working on that, guys. It's called de Balzac. Honoré de Balzac. Look him up.
I feel like I don't want to give away too much, but I want you guys to watch it because I think we lived it together, Covino. We lived the 2000s together as friends.
No one lived it better. We absolutely did. I didn't know any Von Dutch though, or Ed Hardy.
But yeah, I mean,
Von Dutch lived from 1929 to 1992.
Yeah, Von Dutch was the guy. And by the way, one of his big quotes, again, I feel like I'm giving stuff away, but
didn't
not
he start
too
that
much.
paint company too? I think he did, right?
Oh, yeah, Dutch Boy?
Him and his
Didn't he give the Turpin father that haircut?
By the way, he was known as the fastest man in the fastest man in LA. The fastest man in LA.
He was quite a character, Von Dutch, and people that knew him or of him would say that he would have probably hated that all these celebrities were rocking his name because he's like, that wasn't his thing. But the crazy part is his big slogan and big thought was nothing's original. because we all pull things from other people. He's like, look at even the Von Dutch logo. It's the same font as like other brands that you know. It's just, he wasn't a designer. He was just an artist. Someone saw his name, thought it looked cool, thought, let me make a brand out of it. I don't want to give away anything else, but who do you consider created who would you consider is the creator of Von Dutch is the question, Covino, you'll ask yourself when you're done. Like, is it the person that came up with the idea? Is it the person that executed it? Is it the person that took it to the next level when they actually had money to produce it? Like,
The person
you
that
can
came up
argue,
with the logo. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I got the gist.
it's like you could say like, yeah, they were selling some shirts in some fucking shops in Venice Beach, but was it really a brand until someone decided to make the hats? Because the hats sold millions.
Like they said, it was crack on the streets. The hats were that popular.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman's in the documentary. You see Paris Hilton. Like, everyone from the 2000s talks about how crazy this was. And then again, Covino, it has to do a lot with like vatos that are up to no good in LA. Like, honestly, like the crime vatos loco scene, and how in the 90s and 2000s, you might relate to this, but you're more of an East Coast guy.
You gotta pay your dues to me, pinchy mamon.
Before Von Dutch, there was another brand. Fuck, what was it called? Someone will text it to us. They're saying
Ben Sherman.
in the LA. What's up?
Ben Sherman?
No, that's a good guess though. No, there was a brand from some of the same people, right?
Von.
No, it wasn't Von. It was. Oh fuck. I'll think of it in a
Von
second.
Eric.
The Von Eric. No, they were all barefoot.
Vatos Locos.
No, but they were saying how all these dudes on the West Coast, Covino,
Bad boy
we're
club.
trying to find a style, right? And for some fucking tough vatos locos who were hanging by the beach and hanging on the West Side,
Sherwin Williams.
like Quicksilver and all shit like that was corny to them, and they're like, "Yo, there's no brand for us." Like, they were-
rocking no Billabong. Billabong's
No,
for puto.
No, they brought that up. They said Billabong and Quicksilver and all that shit. Yo, that was fucking corny. So there was a search for like what would not Von Trapp, Andrew, very funny.
The Von Trapps.
I'll look it up, but it was a brand that they highlight that was like the intro. No, like Hurley even they thought was like corny. That was like white guy stuff. So
Elizabeth Hurley.
it's very, honestly, I'm not even giving away too much. It's an interesting watch. And then you start thinking like, all it really takes is like one good idea, because these people that end up making a multi-million-dollar brand are people that started with fucking nothing. They're like, yeah, like we were trying to scramble for like $5,000.
Called the
People aren't
power
trying to
of
scramble
broke,
for
SA. The power of broke. That's where innovation comes from. You know, you're desperate, trying to fucking put food on the table.
Like what? Like
People that
one
are
of the
doing
original-
okay are
one of-
less hungry.
Like in the beginning, one of the original guys that gave away a lot of rights and shit for like such a little amount of money. Because at the time he's like, "Yo, I'm just trying to like feed my family," and it's like, yeah, but you got like $1 million brand on your hands. You just hand it away. It's wild. I think it's a good enough documentary. But then again, I watched on my phone in the car while I was in the middle of misery. So I think anything would have been good, but I think you'll enjoy it because we lived it. And everyone listening to us and watching us, you lived the 2000s. So even if you weren't into that scene, maybe you thought Von Dutch and Ed Hardy and all that shit was lame. It was such a takeover in the fashion world and the style world. So I think it's worth watching, Covino.
There you have it. That's what Rich did yesterday. And here we are. Covino and Rich. Everything at Covino and Rich, the most interactive, inclusive podcast of all podcasts. Live podcast. We're live.
Live.
So, random question. Don't need to harp on it for more than 5 minutes. In fact, I don't want to.
Man.
When you go way back
I'm
on
gonna
a
find the name of
Wednesday,
that brand for you, by the way.
you do that. When you think back to the early 2000s, the early days of the internet, you think about these websites that have come and gone, right? You think about your go-tos. You think about the evolution of some of them, what they used to look like, their old logos. Do you have any go-to websites now as a man, as an adult? Like, do you
As
have
a
go-to
man?
websites? Like, for a long time in the early 2000s, BuzzFeed was like our go-to for everything. BuzzFeed, The Chive, like, because again, we were doing Maxim and we were really focused on guy shit and we were looking up whose ass cheeks were trending. What's going on? Like, and that was hitting the wheelhouse at that time. As time went on, and Rich, we established we're family guys. Spots living the fucking pimp life right now. Do you guys have go-to websites that you still go to, or just links that you click throughout the fucking day? You know what I mean?
Like TikTok and Instagram have replaced websites.
No, for real, right? Like, we don't have go-to websites anymore, do we?
News and any sort of like viral content.
Alex Evers brings up a good one. Remember going to E-Bombs World?
Dude,
Yeah.
we used to www, put the URL in and go there, and that's what we did all the time. Social media has changed, like the ritual, the art form, the ways in which we navigate the internet. Like, I don't think there's any go-tos, but I do have the top for you based on traffic.
Fark.com.
Fark was
Yes, of course
huge.
I remember Fark.
I feel like I saw my brother use, because my brother does a morning show, and I saw him on Fark the other day looking up news articles.
But again, he's doing prep for a radio show in New York City. Right?
Exactly, but he's still using Fark.
Right?
Well, yeah, I'm actually surprised by that. But you think the average fella is saying, "Oh, let me see what's going on in the news. I need a website that breaks it all down for me." Fark.com. I don't think anybody practices or uses the internet in this way anymore, the way we used to. But because I was interested, it's pretty obvious what the top websites are. But you would go there. Remember, I often reference The Romp. I used to go to theromp.com, and I would play like these create your own adventures based on this guy named Jake, who was like a party dude.
There was there's always on the TVs at the gym, Covino.
Remember bangedup.com and all those weird, like, gory websites?
At 24 Hour Fitness, for some reason, they always have like one of the screens, like, on the in-house like programming, like it's like commercials for their own gym. Mm-hmm. They always show the top downloaded apps on each phone. Like Android users and Apple users, what are this month's most downloaded apps and used apps? And number one on both phones is TikTok.
I'm not surprised. And they're advertising on a really big level now. I was watching ABC last night for The Bachelorette. Sorry, guys. And they have this full-on ad of all these celebrities, right? Allen Iverson is one of them, coincidentally. And they're all talking about, so what do? You go like this? And they're doing, the black kid that he has like an easy solution to life's crazy dilemmas and problems. And he makes them look easy, and he puts his hands out like this. So they're all doing that.
Yeah. I love that guy, the black dude.
There's a full-on national campaign about, wait, he just does this? And all these celebrities are doing that, and they're trying to reenact it. This kid is super famous. And Rich, that answers the question too, and Spot already touched on it. We live in a world of apps and our phone. We would sit down in front of the computer all day. I mean, I'm not saying people don't use their computer anymore, but we use our computer a hell of a lot less than we use our phone, our app, and Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and social media. And then we'll click a link, we'll read an article, eliminating any reason to have go-to fucking websites. I'm stating the obvious, but it dawned on me, like, I don't have any go-tos, like any, unless it's shop.covinoandrich.com. Just kidding. No, I'm not. So you want to hear the top ones?
Yeah, but you know what? It's interesting because we've been doing this radio show for a long time, and as Spot pointed out, we all started in radio when show prep was done in a different way. Like you and I did show prep where you were looking at prep services and you were looking up different websites and printing out articles and doing things. I think you could just say that in the time frame of our show, when we first started doing Covino and Rich, you and I were sending each other completely different content on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? Like, you used to send me like, yo, here's a link to BuzzFeed. Here's a link to this. Now it's like, we're sending each other TikTok clips, Instagram pictures, and it's all social media 100%.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was, again, I mentioned the Chive,
but
Lad
you could also define it. You could also define it by one. You could define it by one simple answer. CovinoandRich.com has zero value. Everything's on our
portal,
social media.
To get absolutely.
I recently switched. Like we had a website that had like blog post, all this stuff that was costing us a shit ton of money, and I'm like, what's the point? It's essentially a jump off page. I stripped it down of everything.
Yeah.
It's the most basic website now that just directs you to outside content.
Yeah. MySpace.com was definitely a go-to in the early 2000s. The point is, we lived a life, and I'm stating the obvious, just an observation of we had go-to websites. You wanted to find a fucking picture of Brian Laundrie dead, you went to the rotten.com. Right? Mm-hmm. You had your you knew them. You're like, yeah, fucking, I'm going to fucking Rotten right now. Now we don't. We just operate in a different way, but there are still a lot of websites that get heavy traffic, and some of them are obvious. I was going to give you the top 10 to not bore you, Rich, but the top 20 are actually, the number one is so obvious. The top 20 is actually kind of interesting. So I'm just going to rattle them off just so you guys know. In a world where we have no go-to websites, really.
I have a caveat to this.
Sure, but let me read the list.
Yeah, no, but before you read the list, I'm saying.
No, you can't read the list.
Do they include smut? Because I think we'd be lying. They do include smut. Yep. All right, then Pornhub is a top 20 website.
All right, well, here, this is why it's interesting.
Okay, because I was going to say, like, I think when it comes to websites.
Top 5 in my house.
If you're not using an app, right?
Yeah.
If you're not using TikTok, Instagram, or Twitter, or Facebook, or people on, and then other things, like I said, like Reddit and Discord and other things people communicate, actual www. whatever, I think porn's going to be your number one answer. Google and porn.
Yeah.
So as I was thinking about it, I did a little research, and this is according to semrushblog.com, semrush.com.
How did you find this blog?
Can we guess?
I mean, this is clearly making my point. We don't have go-to websites. You Google some shit and it takes you somewhere. So anyway, they use some sort of traffic analytic tool, which revealed the top 100 most visited websites in the U.S. as of last month. It's a monthly tracker, a monthly basis, keeps track of all the makeshifts and spot changes in user interest. And again, this is based on visits. So
Google, Amazon, and porn. Go ahead.
That's Rich's guess.
Yeah.
My number one guess is I say Reddit.
Okay.
That's my number one guess.
I'm gonna rattle them off. You can stop me whenever
Jeeves.
you want, but just know that
Jeeves
is gone. Right? That was an old one. Number 20, and I'm gonna be quick. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. With 472, I'm gonna start off. I'm not gonna name the amount for every one, but we're talking almost it's 472 million.
Half a billion.
Almost half a billion. So
half a billion impressions. Okay.
Xhamster is number 20. Xhamster.com.
Oh.
19, MicrosoftOnline.com. 18,
Microsoft.
FoxNews.com. Number 17, Xvideos.com.
I know that one.
Number 16, CNN.com. Number 15, Fandom.com. Number 14, our old stomping grounds, ESPN.com with 635 million visits.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Number 13, Instagram.com. Like people are still going to the website.
I do that for work.
Number 12, Twitter.com.
Believe it.
Number 11, Walmart.com, 728 million.
All right, so now we're in shopping territory.
All right, so top 10 most visited websites you Thanksgiving weekend.
Hotornot.com? No, is that on there? J-Bots wants to know.
Yes, Spider Harris, hotornot.com. Steve Covino got a 9.9, I believe, back in the early 2000s. Now maybe a bit 7.9. All right, so coming in at number 10, eBay.com.
eBay? Yeah. People still go to eBay, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone there recently. I didn't get what I ordered. That's why I'm surprised too.
Want me to tell you why? I think a lot of times when you shop for something, eBay is one of the first things to generate spot. That's why.
Yeah.
What'd you order off eBay?
Like, no, I'm saying if you go to if Covino goes looking for a
I'd love to know what he was looking for on eBay.
No, if he's looking for a desk.
No, I got Melody like this perfume she wanted. But it was like some weird anime fucking character based perfume, and I got it, but it was not the one that I ordered, but she was still happy about it. So I
guess eBay's still like the number one online marketplace.
Okay, number 9, Bing.com. Who the fuck
Bing.
goes to Bing? I'll tell you who. 822 million people. Not
I
me.
feel like
By mistake.
people started hating Google, so they just went to Bing. Not to mention, Microsoft defaults to Bing. So if you're a Microsoft user that doesn't download the Google Chrome app, it's going to default to Bing.com.
Spot's right. I'm not even joking, Covino. I bet you most of those hundreds of millions are default users.
It's people opening their browsers in the first place.
Number 9 with a bullet. It actually has like some arrow going up. Like it's got some still doing
Some
well.
legs.
Yeah. Number 8, Rich. Just under a billion visits. 988.42 million. Pornhub.com. Number 8.
Number
So
8?
top
Oh, wow.
10 most visited websites.
What's the per on that? Is that per month, per day, per week?
Per month.
I'm pretty sure it's per month. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was October. It was October 2021. So this is last month.
I'm 30 of those a month.
All right. Now, just for reference,
30.
just for reference, now we're in the billions at 1.2 billion visits.
Hold on. Does each video count as a view? Because if that's the case,
You're very picky.
I'm very picky.
At 1.2
I'm
billion.
driving those numbers up.
Everybody knows exactly what you're talking about. You're like, I'm not feeling this one.
This might not be the one. I can do better than this.
Nah, next.
Not doing it for me. Boots are a little misshapen.
Yeah, I wasted it on that, huh? Well, okay.
Yeah, she's a little too wrinkly.
All right. Now we're in the billions at 1.2 billion at number 7.
He's wearing a shirt.
Reddit.com Spot called that out. So it's not number 7 Spot.
Oh, it's at number 7. Reddit is known as the homepage of the internet. Reddit is the kind of the intersection of all your favorite viral videos. I feel like they all come from Reddit.
Coming in, and again, we're in the top 10 most visited websites in a land and in a time where we don't really have go-to websites. I'm not on the computer. I'm on the computer never, like maybe once a month. Number 6,
so funny.
Yahoo.com.
Yep.
Yahoo's still fucking top 10. And
Rich is still holding on to Yahoo.
I go to Yahoo every single day. It's my email still, and Yahoo is where I look for my stories because Yahoo has about 50 rotating headlines a day. I still use Yahoo. I'm the old guy then. Call me the boomer. I'm a Yahoo guy.
You go to yahoo.com, it's a picture of Rich because he's a Yahoo.
But I'm being serious. When a lot of times I'll be like, yo, this story I saw, there's a good chance. If you go to yahoo.com, they have like, it's like one of 52.
you know what's funny,
52,
Rich? The last time I went to yahoo.com, I was still going to AOL.com, which was probably my most visited website back in the early 2000s. AOL.com.
I still go to AOL on slow days because well, yeah, because they have rotating headlines.
Yahoo Serious was an actor in the 90s.
Spot, when you do what we do for a living, I'm not saying you don't come with ideas, but you're producing. You're doing a lot of great stuff behind the scenes. Covino and I have to make sure there's like fucking shit written down that we're going to talk about. On slow days, AOL.
On slow days, I talk about websites.
Yo, there are still, if you go to AOL.com.
This guy's listing websites.
I'm listing websites.
I'm being serious.
I found it interesting, no Spot. It's been on my list of things to discuss.
All right, go on, keep going.
I want to wrap it up. Top 5 most visited websites last month, 2021.
No, you have to do the top 5 like Mike 525 says.
That's rude.
At 1.5 billion, Wikipedia. People still put all this fucking emphasis and clout on Wikipedia, and there's a bunch of fucking douche nerds that aren't accurate on a lot of the stuff there. And I'm mad at them still because they took my page down.
That's all the only reason.
And yeah, that's why I say fuck them. So number 5,
Von Dutch on Wikipedia. I feel like Wikipedia is still a great source for just quick
foot models have fucking Wikipedia pages, but Covino and Rich, who've had national fucking platforms, are not. Fuck them. Meanwhile, we were, dude. I had a Wikipedia page for like way longer than I should have. Then they decided to take it down.
I don't really care.
Number 5, Wikipedia. You should, because 1.5 billion people are on it. Number 4, Amazon. Rich, you called it, but it's number 4.
Number 4, wow.
Number 3.
I'm amazed. I thought it would be number 2 and Google would be number 1. So
they do take a leap. From number 5, Wikipedia, it was 1.5 billion. At number 4, Amazon gets 2.4 billion visits.
Whoa,
per month.
Big leap.
Yeah, so a big leap.
A million of those at least for me.
Number 3.
Oh, wait.
Well, especially now. Amazon this month might be different because of the holiday.
Wait. Hold on.
What happened?
Can you hear me again?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, my mic unplugged. I totally forgot one. Could I throw it in there? Because
For what? Your top three?
yeah, because I'm thinking if Amazon's 4, Google's number 1. So we have to decide. There's 2 websites that aren't Google. Google's your obvious number 1. I'm sorry to Spider Harrison spoil you.
I'm going to give you a hint though. Amazon's at 2.4 billion, right? Then it takes another big leap to now we're in the 3 billions at number 3.
I think Target is in the top 3.
Okay. You sure?
But then I'm trying to think if it's
Final answer?
If 1 is Google, 4 is Amazon, Target, and what would be the other fucking one?
Well, remember Walmart was number 11.
Oh, all right, I'll stick with Target, but there's another one in there that I can't imagine what maybe it's a gaming one that I'm not thinking of, like a Roblox or some type of fucking Xbox, some gaming thing. I don't know. All right, go on.
So again, wrapping it up. In at number 4, Amazon with 2.4 billion. Number 3, Facebook.com at 3 billion. 3.07 billion. Coming in at number 2, YouTube.com, 3.8 billion visits.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And the leap from 2 to 1 is insane. YouTube.com, 3.84 billion. Coming in at number 1, the obvious, Google.com, 14.35 billion visits per month.
Makes sense.
Oh, motherfucker. When you said Instagram and Twitter are in the top 10 and we didn't say Facebook, I'm so dumb to not have wrote that down.
Target was a good guess, though. I'm surprised now that you mentioned Target. Being that Walmart and Amazon, all these other powerhouses are there, I'm surprised Target isn't in the top 20.
Target.com sucks.
X-Hamster's in there, but Target's not. I'm surprised.
Target.com is the worst.
Well, maybe that's why, Spot.
Is not representative of the store at all. It's like if you want something in the store.
Well, hey.
Yeah, Target's website isn't the best.
You're more likely to go to a Target. You're more likely to order from Walmart.com.
Anyway,
Agreed.
The reason I bring this up way back on Wednesdays, it's just been on my mind of how things changed and how we had these go-tos that we no longer have. But, people are still going to these particular websites. All right, so that's your top 20.
Being that everyone's getting their food for Thanksgiving this week.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we all? I'm surprised what didn't make the top 10. Meatspin.com.
That was number 21.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Now that we're entering the holiday season, you have to imagine Amazon and shit like that takes at least number 2, number 3. I don't know. Changes.
If you need the perfect thing for your Thanksgiving table, for the appetizers, I recommend meatspin.com. It's a huge showpiece, a huge centerpiece for your Thanksgiving table prior to the meal.
Oh, and you know what? They have dessert ideas at lemonparty.org.
Lemon party.
Oh, meringue.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. They have this. They have this like limoncello recipe too. That's incredible.
After a rich meal, like a very heavy Thanksgiving and mashed potatoes and stuffing and gravy and all that stuff, a nice crisp citrus will really cut through for dessert. So
lemonparty.com.
lemonparty.org. That's where I get all my
.org,
dessert recipes from.
All right,
For
so
Thanksgiving, people were asking.
Speaking of, it's the biggest party night of the year. Enjoy yourself, guys. If you're heading home, enjoy your friends and family. Say what's up to your best bro you hadn't seen in a while. Give him a nice dick handshake. Mash some helmets together. Be safe, like Spotty said, but enjoy your night. Rich, might as well get into the rando news. You ready for that?
By the way, just to show the, we've talked a lot about how the eye-rolling level of political divide in this country. Like, I put it on my Facebook just to see how people would respond. And Spot's like,
just to stir shit up, bro.
Spot's like, look at you instigating. I'm like, no, I just found it funny
so
when the Rittenhouse
blatantly instigating. It's I feel you instigating when I read it.
Oh, I just wanted to take the temperature of our audience rectally. And no, I said to Spot, I go, Spot, is it wild how Rittenhouse is, they acquitted of all the charges, they were dropped. Every single liberal is talking about how justice was not served, and if that was a black kid, and blah, 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 blah. Every conservative is like, justice was served, defend your country and your community. Like, everyone was so fucking predictable. I posted it just to be like, roll call, where's all my lefty friends? Where's all my righty friends? It was fucking eye-rolling. And just to show you how eye-rolly it is, Covino.
Joe Biden
negatively remarked about this kid. Meanwhile, Donald Trump invited him to Mar-a-Lago, and fucking Rittenhouse had a conversation with Donald Trump, and he's like, he's a very nice young man. Joe, the political divide is fucking so stupidly eye-rolling that this kid is out and about with a gun, I don't know, defending his community or whatever. I don't even want to get into it. The case was just so funny that...
You're in it, buddy.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it just, to me, nothing's funny about the case itself. What's funny to me is how the predictability of our coworkers, our friends, our family. Covino, you could have nailed it. I got reached out by one of our old coworkers who you and I like a lot, a guy that works in the music industry, and he wrote a whole thing to me. And then one of my other buddies, who's like a big gun guy, was like, well, that's because, defending yourself and your community and your family. Like, it was an opportunity, not those gun spot. It was an opportunity for everyone to just remind them where they stood.
No, you're right. I mean, it's very obvious based on the feedback.
Science was politicized. Why wouldn't this be politicized?
Yo, yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, science, medicine, the climate, guns. I don't get it. I'm like Tom Hanks, Covino, in Big. I'm like the guy in the conference. I don't get it because I don't know how everything in society, from everything Spot just said, how could everything be politicized?
It just is. We could thank social media, especially for that
Turkey's
shit.
politicized.
Yeah, it just is. It sucks. I really hate it. Yeah, that's why I tuned out, not of your discussion, the whole fucking Kyle Rittenhouse thing.
Yo, the kid, like Alex Efforts wrote, the kid killed 2 people and he's invited to meet the former president? It's fucking crazy. Like, yeah, innocent, deemed innocent by the court, but like, I'm not even getting into it. Like, I don't know how anyone could say,
well, yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth
I don't know,
even getting into it.
I don't know how anyone could say with certainty that they feel like that was a cut and dry case. Yeah, the prosecution stunk. I think the court got it right based on what was presented and everything in court. But to say that even though this guy is innocent, you really think at the end of the day, a 17-year-old should be going around on his own with a gun, fucking he's the law?
You really think anything you say right now is going to be received?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about
from a positive standpoint. You just went on this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
About how no matter what you do or what you say is going to be divided 50-50 based on the political standing of that person.
Yeah, but
so
I'm
you think
telling-
anything
but
you
I'm
say
telling you
right
my
now,
answer-
anything
my
you
answer-
say is going to be
saying.
used against you by the party or person that disagrees with your interpretation.
My answer is logical and real.
Okay,
My answer is,
let's hear it.
all right, my answer
And
is,
I guarantee you get backlash because it's not worth it.
All right, if someone argues this, then you just think different than me, and that's fine. Facts are facts.
Well, hold
right?
on. What you just said should be the case,
Yeah.
but
Right.
it's not.
You just think
people
all right, but
want
I'm saying
people want you to agree with them, or you're wrong.
the media skewed what details were out there. We all know that. That's a fact. Spot, I want you to give me a thumbs up for everything, and then we could all agree.
Well, yeah,
Media
because
skewed-
for
media skewed
most
things
of
a
the
bit, right?
time, I was thinking that the gun was illegal
Yeah. All right,
based
so-
on again
all right,
just
media skewed it.
headlines.
The kid, legally, the prosecution stunk, and the kid in the court of law was innocent. And I think they got it right based on the facts of the case. So I think
50% of our audience hates Rich right now.
all right, the
Not even
court
worth it.
got it. Wait, the court got it right.
You have to.
But take it out. But Spot, take away the legalities of like he's innocent according to the evidence in court. You still think though a 17-year-old kid should have been walking around the street with that gun, like being he's the patrol guy, he's the fucking vigilante?
No one should have been there. He shouldn't have been there. People shouldn't have been there protesting and destroying things. Nobody should have been there. What did it accomplish?
What does it all mean?
What does it all mean?
Hop along,
I think the court got it right. I think this kid.
Well, if you look, you have to hope, and unfortunately, that's not.
How
the
would you
case.
feel if you were in LA right now, Rich?
You have to hope that justice. I know. You have to hope that justice is. How would Emmy feel? The ruthless Emmy. You have to hope that justice is blind, but justice isn't always blind. So
Justice
people
is
draw
gay.
attention.
I mean, blind.
People are using this as a vehicle to show that justice isn't always blind. It's like, sure, if you go solely based on facts, yes, but that's not always the case because there are a lot of times where other factors, other social factors come into play when they shouldn't, but they do. And I think
how are people talking about like, well, if he was black, like, he wasn't, and he killed white people. So why is that even a topic?
Exactly.
Because I could answer that,
but there are a lot of people that
doesn't matter.
That's
not the story.
Color that don't get an equally fair trial because of color.
That's not the topic.
That's where it gets sensitive. Because I know
it's like when Gabby Petito, and they were searching for her. People like, well, there was a Hispanic woman that went missing. So are we not supposed to look for Gabby Petito because?
I'm just saying, like, that's why it becomes a very tricky and slippery slope that I don't even want to get involved with.
I know. I just think it's hilarious how. But Donald Trump and Joe Biden are they fucking let their stances be known on fucking Kyle Rittenhouse.
Isolating, if you put this case in a bubble, which should be done, every case should be in a bubble. If you put this case in a bubble, the way the court and law works is you weigh facts against the law, and if the facts are aligned with the law, then you're innocent. If they're not, then you're guilty. It's like that. There's a whole burden of proof and all that kind of stuff. There's a whole bunch of technicalities and all that kind of shit that you can deal with, and each side can use to their benefit.
I brought this up, Spot, because I just want people to make sure they bring this up at their Thanksgiving dinner this week, because I think it'll be great conversation with your friends and family.
Yeah.
So just I just gave you guys a little taste of what you should bring up.
You should bring up Kyle Rittenhouse, gender norms.
And pronouns.
Pronouns is a good one. You should probably bring that up.
Kill someone. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, what happened to Bitcoin, Jason Brown?
Is it down again?
Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. I'm minimizing my thing. I have to look. He said, let's talk about Bitcoin.
I just think that
it's 56,000. I think he just used that to kind of get your
it's
conversations
down,
like that, even if you're trying
1%.
to come from a logical standpoint, are going to be divisive, and you're never going to win. Even if you're like, I'm just trying to be fair with this conversation.
No one wants to
it's
hear that.
never going to be worth it ever. And I think we're
thought it was
living in a
worth bringing-
time
I think
and
it
in a
was
world.
I think it was worth bringing up that Donald Trump met with him for, like, why would the ex-president meet with this guy? Like, it's hilarious how people are just drawing their fucking line in the sand on every issue. It's wild.
Wild stuff.
You have to ask yourself, what am I getting out of bringing up any of this shit at all? You're not winning anything, so fuck it. And
maybe it's better though to have a firm stance, because half the people hate you, but then the other half really love you.
You could. Do you have to advertise it?
But what I'm saying though is the old mentality in broadcasting was don't bring these things up. Don't bring these things up because people don't talk about politics, religion, and this and that. Then it becomes, well, you got to know your bring them up and have a firm stance, and half the world
bring them up.
Half the world will love you and half will hate you, but maybe that's a better approach. Maybe people like people like
I don't think it's
Glenn
ever
Beck.
the better approach.
But
Ever.
people with firm stances generally are on one side or the other, and they are employed by places that are generally on one side or the other. If you're trying to appeal to the masses, appeal to the masses.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth
You
it.
just fucking divided 50% of your audience.
Plenty
You
of
just
other shit
pissed
to
off
talk about. You wanna
50% of
talk
the
about-
people. I'm saying in general, like, take our show out of it.
Yeah.
Like, you
know what I
just
can talk about?
fucking rile everybody up for no reason. It's not worth it. That doesn't mean you don't stand for something. That doesn't mean you don't have an opinion. It just means,
about
what are you
stuffing.
winning?
Talk
You're not
about
changing
stuffing.
anybody's mind, right? It's like we live in a world of it's just better to play it safe, or else you're just going to drive yourself crazy.
Here's a hot
You're
tip.
not gaining. You're not changing anyone's opinion, and you're not gaining anything by fucking expressing yours, which just does nothing but create a divide between you and whoever the fuck you're talking to.
Here's a hot tip. You want to step up your stuffing game? Do half bread, half cornbread. It'll change your life.
Spot, I got to tell you something.
It's lame, but we got to live in a play it safe world. I said it to Rich
You
on
like
this.
stuffing because you like mushy fucking Wonder Bread stuffing. So there you go.
No, Spot has very like dry bread. Like Spot, you're the best cook I know of all my friends.
Wonder Bread. Rich uses white Wonder Bread. And
That's what you're supposed to use for
douses it in
stuffing.
Fucking water.
And eggs. No, eggs.
Douses it in fucking liquid, and it comes out like mush.
Yeah, but
So if you like mush,
your stuffing's dry, bro.
If you like mush, enjoy it.
I guarantee if there was a
Make
stuffing
stuffing like
taste,
Rich.
if there was a stuffing taste test, people would be like, "Oh, Spot, yours is very fancy looking, but it's dry as fuck."
Damn. That's an insulting spot.
I said that he's the best cook I know. Not everyone's perfect. Guy Fieri, I'm sure, makes some shitty food too. Same with Sonny Anderson has a dish she doesn't nail. I mean, Spot nails 99% of his dishes. By the way,
your stuffing is garbage. Your stuffing is a step above dog food. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't even subject Piper to your fucking stuffing.
Right, you know what,
there you go.
You know what, Spot? Eat fucking my asshole. How about that? Instead of stuffing. Lick my ass. It's been on a road trip for 24 hours. Someone just said something I wanted to comment on. What was it? Damn it. I forgot. Oh,
Ready to get into the rando news of the day?
Oh, give me the 3 football games on Thanksgiving, what people have to look forward to tomorrow. I know it's Lions and Bears is the early game.
Oh, my.
All right, well,
It's a
I'll get into the
bore-fed- it's a
rando news,
boring-
and then we'll wrap it up with here's what to look forward to. How about that? All right, rando news of the day. Biggest party day of the year, Wednesday, November 24th. Thanksgiving Eve.
Rich is gay.
All right, I'm going to make this quick. I don't want to harp on this shit. So, Rich, I'll just give you some stuff and you just riff, I guess. All right, a picture of Aaron Judge surfaced. It's off season. No one cares about baseball right now. Even though they're handing out a lot of awards and first team, second team, and MVP. Otani recently.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You're an American League guy. I'm a National League guy as far as, I pay attention. I'm a Mets fan. You're a Yankees fan. So I watch way more NL. You watch way more AL. Robbie Roy, that good? He's a fucking Cy Young? Or is there just no big standout? Was there no big standout this year?
I mean, there was a lot of controversy too, right? Like Spider Tack.
I mean, he's got the most first place votes for the American League Cy Young. I'm just saying, Covino, there are years. You know how this makes sense and everything. You know how sometimes there's a year where the home run champ has like 58 home runs and second and third place have like 55 and 54. Then there's another year where the home run champ has 35 home runs and you're like, he got the home run title on a weak year. I feel like Robbie Roy won the Cy Young on what most could consider a pretty weak year of competition. I mean, like there was no guy in the AL that won 20 games with a 2-something ERA. So
exactly. You know, Garrett Cole, who was in contention at one point, like I said, there was controversy around him. Didn't really lead his team anywhere. But Roy, it would have been cool if he won Rookie of the Year. But no, still pretty cool for him. All right, so Aaron Judge, picture with a beard. I sent it to Spot. I don't know if we could pull it up, but it got people speculating.
Just picture Aaron Judge with a beard, everybody.
It got people speculating that the first thing is like no one recognizes him. It's Aaron Judge with a beard.
Yeah.
He should be the guy to stand up against the Yankees because they have this belief, this rule where there's no facial hair. A lot of people say it's an outdated rule that takes these guys out of their zone. You know, that's not who they are. And then you look during the offseason, every fucking Yankee superstar has facial hair. So this one dude who was like the forefront of this, Aaron Judge needs to let the beard grow, started posting all the Yankees during the offseason have facial hair. So will it be a rule change for the Yankees? Probably not, but they're now speculating based on the Aaron Judge photo that surfaced.
And he looks more handsome, too.
He does. Yeah, he actually looks better with the beard.
Answer.
Can't there be a compromise? Like, Yankees got their traditions, I get it. And their rules, whatever.
That's what I was
but
gonna
maybe
say.
like a well-groomed, maintained beard.
I mean, you're the Yankees fan. I mean, you don't think that's a little silly that they're still sticking with no facial hair? They're grown men in sports. These guys all have tattoos and fucking. These guys are all their own grown men. You're gonna tell me, hey, shave? What is it? 1937?
There's a level of professionalism that I take pride in. And then
what's professional about that?
And I do believe that, you know, the Yankees have their rules for a reason. And I always took pride in that too. But
I mean, isn't it more professional?
After this whole Aaron Judge thing and seeing how every other Yankee rolls,
I did it
today. I'm like, you know what, man? Maybe a change is needed.
I mean, Covino,
yeah.
Isn't it more important how these guys handle themselves off the field and how they prepare for the game and how they do all that? You think Aaron Judge, with or without a beard, is fucking changing anything? It's an outdated, ridiculous. It's so silly.
I think the compromise should be like what Aaron Judge has. You could have scruff if it's maintained. Can't look like a fucking grizzly Sasquatch. We're still a baseball team. We're still an organization. We're still a fucking storied franchise.
I agree with Boston Sal. It sounds like some rule that like an HOA would make. It makes no sense, and everyone's like, "Who made this rule?" But you all still abide by it. It's like, wait, who made this rule? Oh, it's the HOA, the homeowners association.
Made it, and they stick with it. So anyway, that's just we don't need to harp on it. Rich, this is in your wheelhouse. You should be talking about it. I don't think you are. So
it's
here
not
you
his
go.
wheelhouse. Stuffing.
Stuff. Yeah, he's
bro, I'm gonna have a stuffing off with you, and dude,
stuffing off.
Why can't you just?
You want to have a stuffing off?
Spot. Why can't you just take my compliment?
Let's have a stuffing off.
No, because I feel like your palate is garbage.
Let's have a stuffing off.
You eat fucking Taco Bell for every day. Taco
No,
Bell
he's Advance Palate.
I gotta trust your fucking.
Are
palate
you?
to my,
So you're insulting me because I like Taco Bell. You're saying that I don't know what good stuffing
I'm
is.
never spending another Thanksgiving with you ever again.
Wow, man.
So fucking goodbye.
All right.
Wow, that escalated.
Next story that's in Rich's wheelhouse.
I don't want you
Rich's
tasting or
millhouse.
being anywhere near my stuffing, and I don't want to taste that fucking dog food that you put out on the table.
You're equally
my own
insulting.
things,
You're
dude.
equally insulting by calling my stuffing dog shit.
Dog food? No, not dog shit. Dog food.
Cindy, my mother-in-law just walked in. Yeah, Spot's stuffing tastes like shit, but he doesn't. He's having a hard time believing it. That's what it comes down.
I have a hard time believing anybody can make bad stuff.
Yeah, Cindy thinks it's hard to make bad stuffing.
Well, she should taste yours.
Oh shit! Oh.
Are you making it this year? Tell her to. You know what? Tell her you're making stuffing this year, and see how she handles it.
Oh, Cindy's like, you want to try her stuffing? See, everyone thinks they're stuffing.
No. Cindy's not making stuffing this year. Rich is, and Cindy's gonna have to eat it with a smile on her face.
Spot, that's our next. We're retiring the guac off, and we're gonna have a stuffing off. It's gonna be the big hit. That's what people will know us for.
That's our next big sponsorship.
Yeah,
Stuffing.
Stovers.
Let's do it. I'm down for that. I love little food-related taste testing things. Let's do that shit. I'm down.
Yeah.
Rich, something you might want to mention on Pop 2K on SXM. I'm about to give Daniel Javier Feats a slow roaster.
Oh no.
They're airing this year a very boy band holiday.
What is that?
A very boy band holiday on ABC.
Oh, fucking highlight your hair and get ready for this one.
Guess who's involved?
O-Town.
O-Town.
O-Town is involved.
98 degrees.
98 Degrees is involved.
Some of the members of Backstreet.
The only band not involved that I
NSYNC.
was surprised by was Backstreet Boys.
Oh, they're
So
not involved.
There's
Oh.
unless they're saying there's going to be special appearances. So maybe a Nick Carter comes out, or the guy that looks like a pit bull. I don't know his name.
Well, if you love Christmas specials, Kelly Clarkson and Ariana Grande are
Still
doing
going over the one I'm talking about.
when Christmas comes around on December 1st. So they're doing another pop like Christmas special.
NSYNC is involved. I doubt JT is showing up.
Even Kelly Clarkson wouldn't eat your stuffing.
Boys, what are you trying to say? She would eat anyone's stuffing?
What are you saying, bro?
You're saying she would eat everyone's stuffing?
Hey, Spot, if we did a stuffing taste test and I won, would you fucking like drive your rented Tesla off a cliff or something? Like, what would you retire from cooking?
No.
That's
I mean,
a good. That's
I'm
you. You would
that
have to come
confident.
up with some really severe, like, yo, Spot prepares next Thanksgiving's dinner, but we have to eat Rich's stuffing. Like, you have to come up with some sort of like consequence to really bring this home.
All right, here's the thing. I didn't say everyone doesn't like Spot's stuffing. He's attacking saying mine tastes like shit. I said that I think Spot's is dry and he makes it very, like, you could still see the chunks of, like, Spot doesn't mush it. Spot makes it where you could still see the little squares of bread that you cut up. Like, I think it's not mushed enough.
You want a little crunch and crisp to your stuffing.
No,
I like
you
Spot.
you
For the
said
record,
that-
I like Spot
Hold
stuffing.
on. You know what the favorite part of stuffing is? I don't do this anymore because it's incredibly unsanitary. But when you stuff a bird, right? When you put the stuffing in the bird, that part of the bird that's exposed, that stuffing crust, that is like the delicacy. That's like the bottom of a fondue pot. That's like the one thing that everybody wants.
Don't mind if I
That little
fondue.
crispy, crunchy, sweet, savory, delicious crisp of a stuffing. That's what everyone wants. My stuffing has texture. It has it has sweet parts and crunchy parts and spicy part. It's like, and then the top layer has a little bit of crisp to it.
I
It's got
mean,
butter in
settle
it.
it,
Butter in
guys.
it. It's
Fucking have a
amazing.
stuff off.
And then you know what?
Do
And
it,
then you know
Doc
what it does?
McStuffings. Do it.
You put a little gravy on it. It absorbs the gravy. It's beautiful.
Well, I'm
Yours
sorry
is
to
fucking-
interrupt Daniel Javier Fitz's boner moment for
Yours is fucking Wonder Bread. You might as well just squirt ketchup on your stuffing when you're done.
a very boy band Christmas.
Put bologna in your. You probably put bologna in your stuffing.
Boys to Men is also involved. New Edition's also involved. New Kids on the Block sucked a lot of dick, but they're still involved. Just kidding. So a very boy band holiday. Look out for that if that's your steez. It's not mine. But you know what I will check out? Rich, all your stuffings. Let's bring it. Bring it next week. Bring your leftovers. ABC is doing something kind of weird. I want to know your thought on this.
I'm back east.
They're bringing back live in front of a studio audience, and they're going to reenact The Facts of Life and Different Strokes live. And Kevin Hart is playing fucking Arnold Jackson. He's playing Gary Coleman's role. I swear to God. So wait, Kevin Hart's involved. John Lithgow's involved. Lithgow.
Oh, is he gonna,
Damon Wayans is involved.
Whoa. John Lithgow is going to be Mr. Drummond and Kevin Hart's his kid?
I don't know who's who, but I do know that Kevin Hart is playing Arnold Jackson.
I can promise you that's the casting, Covino. I don't think there's any speculation.
absolutely.
Well,
Mrs. Garrett is still going to be Mrs. Garrett.
They're bringing
she's
back,
still around.
again, a lot in front of a live studio audience, The Facts of Life and Different Strokes with, current day actors, and they're going to reenact. I don't know if it's original or the old scripts that we probably know. I would imagine it's that.
Hold on.
They did that with All in
Good
the Family.
Times.
And Good Times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it Good Times? Yeah, All in the Family and Good Times. Where they, All in the Family and I can't think of the fucking show. Moving on up.
Jeffersons.
They did that when they used the original show script. So they're just going to reenact an original show script live.
I love seeing Kevin Hart saying, "What you talking about, Willis?"
What you talking about?
I have a question, though, Covino.
Listen. What?
Oh, is Mr. D is what's his name going to be there? Who's going to play Dudley?
By the way, please tell me who's going to be Willis.
I don't
Because
know. Damon Wayans is involved, so maybe Damon Wayans.
Damon Wayans. All right, because if Damon Wayans is Willis, Kevin Hart's Arnold, and John Lithgow is Mr. Drummond, I'm watching that shit automatically. I love all three of them.
It sounds kind of funny. It stood out to me, so I bring it up. Yesterday, speaking of TV, The Fresh Prince. If you remember, some kid, the story as I know it is some kid made some serious take on The Fresh Prince if it were to exist like in real life today. And he made this little like trailer of the story of the Fresh Prince, but he made it less comedic and more real, and went viral to the point where Will Smith got involved. The actual trailer for this now is out, or teaser, and it's voiced by Will Smith, and it's going to air on Peacock, but it's getting a lot of buzz because again, it's a totally different spin on what you grew up watching. It's called Bel Air on Peacock. The teaser's out. Looks kind of cool. I know Spot was watching it this morning too. So,
By the way, I'm sorry. I'm just looking up this Kevin Hart thing also, Covino.
yeah.
They've confirmed that Mr. Drummond is John Lithgow, and people on the internet are fighting on whether or not it's wrong, lame, or not for a 42-year-old man to play Arnold. But they're like, "Fuck it, it's fun." But they have yet to. I can't find who's going to be playing Willis though.
Well, like I said, Damon Wayans involved. That's my guess.
It's the same company, by the way, that did All in the Family, Spots Right, Jeffersons, and Good Times. So it's that same vibe. Yeah, I can't find who's going to... If Damon Wayans is involved, that would be a good one, Cove.
And
You might
not
just be
only
doing it,
Different Strokes, but The Facts of Life. So, Spot, if you want to
Is
hit
it
up
gonna
Mindy
be-
Cohn and say hi, now would be
Is
a
it going
good
to be
chance.
season 1 Facts of Life, or is it going to be like season 3 Facts of Life? Season 1 was different. It was about a whole different crew of girls.
Yeah, I remember Tootie was involved.
Confirmed. Damon Wayans as well.
Damon Wayans is that's kind of funny though. Damon Wayans and Kevin Hart and John
Kevin
Lithgow.
Hart,
That
what you
is
talking about,
funny.
Willis?
Yeah, I'm CC very intrigued, and I'm
Who's
also
playing
intrigued
Kimberly?
in the Fresh Prince reboot on Peacock because I never watched the Fresh Prince. That wasn't in my wheelhouse of Awesome.
Oh, Mrs. Garrett is going to be played by Ann Dowd. Who's Ann Dowd?
Mrs. Garrett on both shows, by the way. She was on Facts of Life and Different Strokes.
Oh, Ann Dowd is. You know who Ann Dowd is? Is she the woman that plays on Handmaid's Tale? Yes.
Only you know who she is, but yeah, she's in.
Oh no, dude, Covino. She's fucking great.
Cool. Right, man. More reason to watch.
She plays Aunt Lydia on Handmaid's Tale. She's like really a great actress.
Look out for that, guys. I believe it's like December 6th, 7th, something like that. So in the next week
Aunt
or two.
Lydia.
Speaking
Lydia
of other shows to check out, the Hawkeye series, if you're into comics, Jeremy Renner, that comes out this weekend on Disney Plus. It looks kind of cool. So I am not a big superhero guy. I'm a Super Vato hero guy.
I mean,
sure it's available. Super Vato hero.
Yeah, but into the Marvel universe is excited about.
Way excited about that, as they should be. WandaVision, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I don't know shit about those characters. So Hawkeye, I'll give it a shot in 2 days.
And Haley Steinfeld's in that.
Yeah.
Whom you may know from Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, Haley Steinfeld's in Pitch
few
Perfect.
movies. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know where people would know her from. But yeah, she was a singer. She's going to be in that as well. So it seems like it's going to have some action, some comedy, be a good series.
In other news, Johnny Manziel's divorce is final. It's official. Brie Tiesi is her name, I believe, his ex. She's got this really hardcore, fake, like Megan Fox meets Kim Kardashian look, but you would if you could. But Manziel, Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football Hero, is officially divorced as of today. You know, in the TMZ world, that's a big thing, I guess.
Well, the other big story today that we don't want to talk about because it's all serious and shit, unfortunately, is there she is, Johnny Manziel's ex.
I mean, doesn't she look like? Oh, is that Kim Kardashian? Oh wait, no, is that Megan? No, oh wait, no, that's Johnny Manziel's ex. Wait, that ass looks from. Oh, wait, who? They all look the same. It's like they're all getting the same procedure. It's a weird fucking time in our life.
Yeah. The three defendants.
Oh, did your phone die?
Yeah, my phone died.
Oh, okay.
Sorry to hear that.
By the way, that's the answer. How long can you keep your phone on Zoom at 75%? 2 hours. 2 hours and 9 minutes. The three defendants in the Ahmed Arbery case are guilty. Not getting into it. They should be guilty. Good. But we just talked about the Rittenhouse one. That's the other big trial that happened today. So
all right.
Is everyone excited for the Ghislaine Maxwell trial?
Bring it on. Let's do it.
Dirt's coming out.
Bring it.
Dirt is coming out. That starts in 5 days, I think.
Bring on the dirt. All right. Manziel to Aaron Rodgers. He's got the COVID toe.
You know who that is, right?
Yeah.
Say it again, Spot? Yeah, that's the isn't that the Epstein
story.
girl?
The Epstein woman.
His
The one
fucking
that was
weird
The one that was
friend.
behind like organizing all the women for Epstein.
she's the one that the accusations are way creepy on her, right?
Yeah, she's a piece of shit.
So
Like
I'm like not excited, but this might open up some like crazy shit that
bring
some big
down a bunch
names
of other
might come out.
people. Yeah.
By the way,
Names. Give us the names.
I'm asking this for real. When you showed the picture of Manziel's ex, not that it matters, but what is she? White, black, Hispanic,
She's
mixed?
white.
Like I can't tell. She's like, is she white with like a fucking super tan?
Yeah. I mean, I think she's a white person.
Got super titties.
No, you
Can't
just
tell.
showed me that picture. You just showed me that picture of her, and she looked good. I looked at her ass, and I'm like, I didn't even know. Like, show her again, real quick. Johnny Manziel's ex.
I mean,
I'm so
it's kind of hard to tell when you're a little manufactured looking. And I say
That's
that
what I'm
respectfully.
saying.
Yeah,
Brie
but I'm pretty
Tiesi.
sure she's white.
Brie TSU.
She's like she has the skin tone and the ass, not of like a white girl.
Yeah, I mean, she's got that hot look to her, but it's
Sure,
just everybody looks that way now. Aaron Rodgers got the COVID toe. What is COVID toe? I don't know. Sounds painful. Side effect of your body's immune response to the virus.
She's white. Okay, but yeah, but you're right. She's got a fucking tan. She just looks like a pain in the ass trouble, doesn't she?
Is that Mark Zito? Oh, that's Johnny Manziel. All right. So clearly you don't care about fucking Aaron Rodgers' toe.
I did tell you about it.
No, I'm good.
No, do you have COVID too?
That's the only thing I didn't get. Everything else I got. I got a butt rash on my fucking back. I got every other side effect possible. They finally picked up O2D2 yesterday. That's the update there.
Finally?
But I finally got a night's sleep. I think I slept through the night last night for the most part. So I feel like I'm getting better. So today, like I said, I'll get off the couch and maybe get out of the house. Aaron Rodgers got the COVID toe. Is he playing? I don't know. But that's the update. Again, it's a side effect of the body's immune response to the virus. I guess it's a painful toe. His toe hurt.
Can I be honest with you?
Aaron toe hurt.
No, lie to me.
I thought you were joking. I thought you were just saying COVID toe. Like it's actually they're saying it's because of COVID. I thought he just jammed his toe. They're saying it's actually a result of COVID.
Yeah. In other sports, to wrap it up, because I don't know what our schedule looks like officially. Obviously, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Enjoy it. Enjoy your time tonight with friends and family. Friday, Black Friday, we have a cool sale on I'll tell you about. But what are we doing on Friday, guys?
Friday, we are off because we're doing Fox Sports Radio for 4 hours.
That's right. So we're going to be on from noon to 4, West Side on the West, noon to 4.
2 to 6 in Texas.
On foxsportsradio.com on Friday. So since I'm not going to see you until then, unless you're listening to Fox Sports Radio, this weekend, another great fight to look out for. Teofimo Lopez, that's my guy, bro. Teofimo's fighting the takeover, George Kambosos. This fight got postponed. Now it's back again. 16-0 Teofimo versus George Kambosos. 19-0 for the WBA, WBO, and the IBF lightweight titles. All three on the line this weekend. I'll be fucking tuning in. It's on the Zone if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I'll definitely do it behind the velvet rope for that. This Saturday, I should be good, right? Saturday. Yeah. So if I'm good and I'm feeling good behind the velvet rope, do a little watch along, hanging out with me and the fight fans, Miguel and Rolando and everybody else. So Teofimo versus Kambosos this Saturday. And that's it. That's your rando news of the day. There's a story about Keanu Reeves. I know he's been on your mind.
Oh,
Sandra Bullock came out and said they never dated, but even still, like, she has nothing but the sweetest things to say about Keanu in a recent Esquire interview. I'll tell you what this says, Rich. There's a Sandra Bullock backstory about Keanu that confirms he's still the sweetest person ever. In an Esquire interview, Bullock squashed those long-standing rumors that they dated when they were in Speed together. But Reeves did once show up at her front door with champagne and truffles. Oh, like, I got you these. And
knock, knock.
It's a whole story. Do you want to hear the story or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait a second.
A year or so after Speed came out, Bullock and Keanu were hanging out, talking about whatever, and somehow the subject of champagne and truffles came up, which is not really a subject at all, but Bullock said offhand that she never had champagne and truffles. It was a nothing comment. Really? Keanu said. Nope, never had them, Bullock said. The conversation wandered onto other topics. A few days later, Bullock was sitting in her living room of the little house she had bought, her first house, with a girlfriend, and they were painting their nails. She heard an engine outside, which turned out to be Keanu's motorcycle. Picture him taking his helmet off. Keanu. He rang the doorbell. Hello. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. He rang the doorbell. Bullock opened the door to find him there with flowers, champagne, and truffles. He said,
Get those on a motorcycle.
I just thought you might want to try champagne and truffles just to see what it's like. He sat on the couch. Bullock poured some champagne. They opened the truffles. Keanu put his hand out without a word, and Bullock painted his nails black, the same as hers. And that's the update. Whoa. I don't know why you brought up Keanu, but that just happened to be in the news today.
Oh, Spot brought him up because much like Tom Hanks, he recently told his top 3 movies, remember?
That's right. That's right. And to wrap up the news, Rich, you asked me a question. You got the Bears and the Lions tomorrow, the Raiders and the Cowboys, and the Bills and the Saints. So those are your 3 Thanksgiving games. Enjoy them. Enjoy the fights. Enjoy the
telling game there. Well, there's 2 telling games. The first game stinks like road trip buttholes, but the second game,
that shit must be
Raiders, Cowboys. I mean, you would think the Cowboys win, and then the Raiders continue to do what they do every year, right, Covino, where they start really hot and then fall apart.
See,
because if the Raiders lose, that's another year where the Raiders started out 5-3, first place. They started out 3-0, and if they lose tomorrow, the Raiders will be 5-6. So the
Right.
Raiders will all of a sudden be a losing team. If the Cowboys lose, then people will start to say,
that
"Yo,
puts the
what's
Cowboys
up?
at
The Cowboys
8-3.
real?"
I'm assuming they're winning. So 8-3, Cowboys looking nice.
I mean, you just said the thing that we've all said all year that never comes true. What we assume is going to happen in the NFL doesn't seem to be happening. But
True that.
I think the big game is going to be the night one because, I mean, the Saints have not showed anything where you really believe in them, but Buffalo looks like horseshit recently. Like they just got beat up pretty bad last week. So does Buffalo bounce back? Does Josh Allen have like a Thanksgiving to remember? Is he going to light it up on the national platform?
Well, that's what makes these games fun. Everything's a little more magnified. Everyone's chilling with their hand down their pants, Al Bundy
Saints are
style.
fighting.
And remember what happened? What was it? 9 years ago? 10 years ago? 9 years ago on Thanksgiving Day? The butt fumble.
9 years ago. I wanted it to be 10, but it's 9.
Plays that stick out, and we remember for years to come. That's all tomorrow. Again, the 9:30 morning game is the Bears, Lions. 1:30, Raiders, Cowboys, and then the 5:20 is the Bills, Saints. So, Spot, what was that all about? What you like?
I was just bored.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Yes, sorry. That's the update.
Sorry, Spot.
That's the news. And I'm getting out of here. No, just kidding. In other updates, Spot mentioned earlier today, guys, if you go to our website, go to shop.covinoandrich.com. We have some cool items available. Brand new t-shirts. We have a Wiki shirt. I survived the river of death. Super Vato Hero. To each his own will prove alone. A bunch of new items. We have Christmas ornaments. If you click the all section, we got, all sorts of swag that we never had before, from keychains to bottle openers to bumper stickers and shit like that, like little stocking stuffer things. Here's the deal, though. Here's the deal. You got to order by December 5th to get it by Christmas. And take a look now or when the show's over. But you can wait till Friday because it's free shipping for anything over $75. All right? Shop.covinoandrich.com. We just want you to have some stuff, guys. This isn't about making money for us. It's just cool to put it out there. We got brand new items, too. Like, there's been an upgrade with the supplier. So, like, we do have 15-ounce mugs now, bigger ones than the ones I'm holding here. And, everything's a little different. Like, this isn't even available, the one I'm rocking right now. Because it's a different supplier, but all same quality, all good stuff. It's just a little bit better, if anything.
Nice. Look at that. $75 get you free shipping. Sweet. Nice.
I've officially been
Spot.
pimped.
Spot, I wanted to let you know that I don't really hate your stuffing. I just prefer mine. But
Why? Let's do it, man. Let's have a battle.
Why would anyone prefer Rich's stuff?
I don't want to insult Spot the day before Thanksgiving.
You like what you like. With you, and you also eat Taco Bell and McDonald's.
What's wrong with Taco Bell, bro?
It's
you're not allowed to have it. You're not allowed to like any fast food. You're supposed. What do you do? You have fucking? What do you have every day? Are you having fucking tuna tartare for fucking lunch every day?
Speaks to the quality of the stuff you put in your body.
By the way,
So
Jeff the Jerk Man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Slim Goodbody, the first 37 years of your life.
Go eat your Wonder Bread stuffing, that was really low and
rude,
cold.
man.
Rude. You just told me that I put shitty food in my body, and I said you for the first 38 years of your life you put shitty food in your body.
All right, and you let yourself go the past 5 years. So
yeah, I look like a slob. Look at me. I'm fucking huge and fat. Look at me.
All right, Dad Bod Davis. All right, have a good Thanksgiving.
He called you DBD. Boys to Men, ABC, DBD.
You hear this guy?
He called you Dad Bod Davis.
He thinks he's John Bastow.
Yeah, fucking Dad Bod Davis.
Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, dude,
Look at
bro.
him with his giant head. Taking up the screen.
Is DBD going to be at the Very Boy Band Christmas?
I hope so.
Taco Bell is gross. You don't know shit if you think Taco Bell is gross. That's the fucking delight. Taco Bell is a fucking treat. In fact, I want Taco Bell right now.
Is that what you're doing for your biggest party night of the year?
Yeah,
Taco Bell.
just me with Taco Bell. Oh, by the way, Covino, I was going to do something on the road trip, and I didn't because of you. Just because I didn't want to hear it from you, and it was the wrong idea anyway. But I was so tempted to watch Rocky IV, but I'm like, I can't watch it on my phone or an iPad. I have to watch it like on a TV. But I so badly, I was like, I got all this time to.
Yeah.
I got all this time to kill, but I'm like, I'll watch. I can't watch. If I watch Rocky 4 on an iPad, Covino's gonna say, "You didn't watch it the way you should, bro." And I was like, I don't need to hear that.
I think you did the right thing.
Yeah. All right, let me go tend to my huge, fat, out of shape body that I let go over the last 5 years.
You have more mushy stuffing. It'll really add to it.
Yeah. Great, good stuff. Oh, Covino, do you mind watering my plant before you go?
Not a problem. Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Go shit in it.
So I'm gonna go shit in Rich's plant.
Actually, you can shit it. It's a new plant, fertilizer. Go ahead, shit in my plant.
I do want to say that we're really thankful for you guys. We wouldn't have a show if it wasn't for you. So I appreciate you. What's up, Jeff the Jerk Man? What's up, everybody? JC in Kentucky, from Doug Abbey to Matt Ellis, all you guys. Doug Abbey, I use your mug as a pen holder. Look at this. Look at this. Thank you.
I'm gonna shit on all your cacti in your balcony spot and just say, oh, this is fertilizer.
Want to say thank you guys. We're very thankful for the opportunity to hang every day, the opportunity to do this, what we love, and enjoy time with your friends and family. I'll be thinking about you. Thank you very much. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, and we'll be back on Fox Sports Radio on Friday, noon to 4 on the West, okay? FoxSportsRadio.com. Remember, shop.covinoandrich.com. Take a little look-see, and remember to buy some stuff on Friday.
If one more person types, fuck Rich's stuffing.
Fuck Rich's stuff. You know what? That's a new shirt available. Shop.covinoandrich.com.
You know what Jeff the Jerkman said? The only reason you like your
Rich's
fucking
stuffing.
nasty stuffing is because you're high all the time, is what he said.
Oh, does Jeff the Jerkman want me to tell you what I really think of his jerky?
Gross, mushy stuffing.
I love your jerky. If you want to send me some, Jeff, send it all to me. Fuck Rich.
I know what I've written in my phone when Jeff the Jerkman calls me. Honestly, I did it one time as a joke, and now it's permanently in there. When Jeff the Jerkman texts me, know what it says? It says biggest fucking lame-o I know. That's what he's in my phone as.
I know.
So if I get a group text, it'll be group text to Spot, Covino, and biggest lame-o I know. Jeff the Jerkman. Happy Thanksgiving.
We love all you guys. Thank you. Keep spreading the word and the cheeks, not the Rona. Stay safe. You don't want Rona toe or whatever the fuck it's called, COVID toe. And,
someone wanted to know you're wearing a hat because do you have Rona hair? Did you get the COVID hair?
No, I'm fucking chilling. I got my Covino. Does the sweet fucking styling suavecito pompadour, is that required for my Covino Rich hoodie? I'm wearing a nice little fucking comfy hoodie today.
Yo,
Can I wear a
J-Box,
hat?
my stuffing game is not weak. By the way, Las Palapas, John ZL, that's my go-to for breakfast tacos. I'm probably going to go there tomorrow morning or Friday morning. Las Palapas, that's the fucking joint. All right, guys, have a great one. We'll see you on Friday, Fox Sports Radio Spot. Have safe travels. Covino, enjoy. And love you guys. See you next week. See you Friday. Bye-bye. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land. Later, guys.
Later.